Well, finally, the storm's calmed in the area, and we are ready for football in Ashe County as we'll see two teams looking to keep pace early in the conference season as they'll lock horns tonight in West Jefferson when the Ashe County Huskies look to ground the undefeated Eagles of Wilkes Central. Good evening. I'm Tyler Ashe, joined by Nathan Ham, here to bring you some Monday Night Football, Nate, as here we are at Ashe County High School on Sky Zone HD Channel 1. Nathan, as we look into tonight's contest, what are you looking forward to here the most?
Well, you know, it always seems to be a challenge when teams have to play on Monday nights. You know, these are high school kids. Sometimes their schedules get thrown off a little bit. Sometimes they're not used to it, but sometimes they'll come out and play just like it's every other Friday night. For the Huskies tonight, a tough test against the undefeated Eagles, and we see them come onto the field here.
So the Huskies, as you mentioned, come onto the field, Nate, and feeling pretty good. Their first winning streak of the season, coming in here 2-3 overall, 1-0 in conference play, which is most important factor. But here we have an Eagles squad that's really flying high at this point in the season, 5-0 and 1-0 coming into tonight's play. This is going to be a tough team to contend with tonight.
It will be. In Wilkes Central, they've looked good in pretty much every game they've been in. But as you said for Ashe, the last couple games they've really improved on from earlier in the season and have to feel really good coming into this big rivalry contest against Wilkes Central.
And we will see this Husky offense start the game on offense tonight as very quickly we'll run down our Ashe County forward keys to the game. And, of course, limit the big plays, always a big one for the Ashe County Huskies this year. And they're going to have to be able to stop the run tonight as one of the top rushers in the conference is going to be on the other side of the field tonight.
Yeah, Andrew Bynum, big workhorse back, lots of speed, lots of power, a good combination. And for him, he's just going to have to hit the holes hard, and the Ashe defense, they're going to have to step up, make some plays up the middle.
Of course, Ashe also going to have to be efficient on offense. We have seen them earlier in the season susceptible to some turnovers. They really cleaned things up here, I believe, in the last couple of weeks, look to continue that minimum. And, Nate, this is a team that just, as we talked about it early on, going to be a young squad, but they just continue to look better and better each week.
Yeah, it started out a little rough as the season began, but, of course, you know, as Coach Hampton pointed out numerous times, those kids were playing their first varsity action. It's a whole different level than coming up from JV. So these kids certainly working hard, getting better, and you just have to be really proud of what they're doing so far.
Well, we have a minute before we get rolling. We'll take a look at the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference standings up until this point. Now, we do have 4 teams in action tonight. Of course, here we'll have Wilkes Central taking on the Huskies, also in action tonight, Nate. Maybe not one of the top teams in the conference, either one, but North Wilkes and Elkin should be an entertaining matchup.
Yeah, both teams really need that first conference win. And for Elkin, trying to get off the schneid, haven't won a game yet this year at all. So a good conference win for them would help their feelings for sure.
And we see there at the top, East Wilkes and Starmount at 2-0, and the winner of this one tonight will be right there with them in the 3-way battle. And really, Nate, at this point in the season, I believe it's anybody's ball game out of those 4 teams at the top of the conference.
It certainly appears to be. Those guys, the class of the conference for sure, and we haven't really seen East Wilkes much, but they, from what their stat lines are, the scores they put up, they look really dominant out there.
And here we are ready for the opening kickoff tonight. As we take a look at the Miller Insurance scoreboard, Wilkes Central being the white, Ashe County in the home purple. And we are underway at Ashe County High School. A low line drive kick going to be touched and rolling toward the sidelines, and unable to corral it was Judd Price. Simon Houck, a little curious decision there. Nate kind of laid out for it and did his best to try to retain that one, but ends up knocking out of bounds at the 21, and we'll see this Husky offense go to work.
Yeah, a little surprised there to see Ashe try to make a play on that ball in a diving fashion, but hey, at least we will retain possession of that.
And before we get our first play underway from scrimmage, we would like to thank our communications partner, Carolina West Wireless, reminding you that 4G LTE is here. Commanding this offense, we'll see the junior QB, Colin Ellis. Very efficient game last week against the Allegheny Trojans, 10 of 11 passing. Started getting things going on the ground game as well. Here's the first play. And in some trouble, he's going to tuck and run out across the 25. Makes some nice moves here, trying to get to the edge, and very close to a first down. A nice run there before he's ankle tackled.
Yeah, nice job by Colin breaking that initial tackle, able to get a couple extra yards. And that's what Coach Hampton's preached about all season long, get the quarterback out of the pocket and be willing to make some running plays. He's a great athlete, and Colin shows it on that carry.
It looks like it was enough for the first down, but I think the officials, they want to measure it just to be sure. So an early measurement here as the Huskies could have the first down. We'll wait on the official signal. Nate coming into this one once again. We talk about him all season long, kind of like a broken record at this point, but always K&K Stitch and Screen player to watch. Number 4, Mason McNeil, the senior wideout, having an impressive season this year to say the least.
Yeah, well on his way to another 1,000-yard season and 669 yards, 7 touchdowns, and even added a defensive interception. So Mason, just another terrific year for Ashe and just a key player to this offense.
And the official signals we just saw there, just a little short of the first down, so it'll be second down and a very short one. And as they'll spot the ball on the near hash mark, the Huskies coming in once again, 2-3 overall on the year, a big win last week against rival Allegheny. Wilkes Central unblemished on the year, 5-0, flying high are the Eagles. And a big part of that reason is the running game behind the legs of senior tailback Andrew Bynum. Nate, it seems like he's been here forever at Wilkes Central.
Yeah, he's been on the varsity level at least 3 years, and he's been a workhorse back. He's never really had the chance to start up until the last couple years, but Wilkes Central obviously thought enough of him to have him up as a varsity player during his younger years as well.
And here's an early handoff, trying to get the first down. Sky Sullivan keeps those legs churning, and he's going to be very close to the first down. Looks like he has enough to move the chains. A quick first down picked up here for the Ashe County Huskies, their first of the night. Moves it across there to the 31-yard line, but will be first and 10. Line the clock again. Huskies in this air raid offense, the second year implementing this strategy, going 4 wide. And a lot of early movement here on the left side. And I believe that's going to be a false start penalty against the Ashe County Huskies. Looked like Austin Blevins, left guard, got a little happy. A little antsy, I should say, before the snap. Back him up 5 yards, make it first down and 15. Ball backed up to the 26-yard line of the Huskies.
And after the penalty, Ashe County now with a first and 15.
And one noticeable player we will have absent tonight for the Huskies is senior wideout Joseph Louder, as Ellis has to tuck it and running for the first down, but he's not going to get there. Maybe gets 1 or 2 as that Eagle defense made a nice play on the edge right there and gets fired up very quickly.
Yeah, able to string that one out, and good coverage again from the Wilkes Central secondary.
Second and 15 now coming up.
Second down and right at 15. Maybe he got a little bit there. Ball on the opposite side of the field. Huskies working it right to left. Not quite 2 minutes into this one. Still no score. Ellis dropping back in the pocket. Plenty of time to throw. Heaves it deep down the middle of the field and dropped the sure pick. Cole Smith stepped in the way of that one. That was really thrown into no man's land, and Ellis very lucky he didn't come up with an INT right there.
Yeah, you know the defensive back there really kicking himself. Should have had an easy interception. That's about as easy as they get, but thankfully for the Huskies, they live another down.
So that'll make it third and very long, 3rd and 15 to be exact. See what the Huskies can do here on this 3rd and long. 4 wide, trips to the near side. Ellis looking that one-on-one matchup. He's got Price. He bobbles it and hangs on. He's in the open field. You're not going to catch him. 10-5, touchdown Huskies.
Now how much does that drop interception mean for Wilkes Central? Very next play, Ashe gets a long touchdown pass to Judd Price, take a 6-0 lead.
They make the most of their second opportunity, and Price, he's got great speed. We know he just got a step or 2 on that defender, and Nate, that's all he needs to take it to the house.
And good concentration there as well, grabbing that with one hand, able to reel it in and take that one all the way to the end zone. About, 76 yards, something like that? That was a terrific pass.
So the Huskies strike quickly, We'll see if Richardson can cap on the PAT. Struggled a bit last week, but this one right on the money. Making a full 7 there for the Huskies at the 9:52 mark as we take a look at that. Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. 5 plays, 79 yards. Of course, Nate, the damage was done on that very last play. 74 yards from Ellis to Price.
Yeah, great throw and catch there. And Price just continues to just explode onto the scene, helping out this Husky offense.
I'll tell you what, he's really a nice complimentary piece on the outside, lined up there with Mason McNeil.
Yeah, he's really a great shining beacon over there for the Huskies, helping out Mason McNeil. You know, you can't double team them both, so teams are going to have to decide who they're going to shade a little safety help over to. And so far, the Huskies just making the right reads early in this contest.
Yeah, Price putting together a very nice season for the Ashe County Huskies, and we talked about this before, and it's hard to believe that this is his first year playing high school football.
Yeah, he's really just proving a lot of people wrong. I think a lot of people might have thought he was a little bit crazy coming out here trying to jump into the varsity level of football, having not played, I guess, probably since the middle school days. But Joe Price proving everybody wrong. He's just been such a key player in this offense.
And here's the deep kick from Richardson. Will be fielded around the 6-yard line. On the left hash mark, finding some room. He's got a seam up the sideline. Are they going to catch him? He's at midfield. Only Richardson to stop him. He grabs hold and hangs on for the ride, gets the return man out of bounds, and that's just one tackle away from being a return for a touchdown there for the Wilkes Central Eagles.
Yeah, nice little answer for Wilkes Central, able to get a really good kick return. That'll give this offense good field position, and we'll probably see them. They'll mix it up quite a bit, but certainly you expect them to go to their workhorse tailback early on.
And what are you expecting to see here, Nate, mainly as far as the play calling goes from the Eagles tonight?
Well, they do like to spread you out, but they also like to run from the spread a bit more than they'll pass. So they may have a lot of wideouts out there, but you'll see several handoffs to Bynum, several option plays as well.
On the return there was 5'7" junior tailback Justin Parsons, number 2. As we mentioned there, Kendall Richardson is the only man who stopped him from getting into the end zone. There's a long heave down the left sideline. Looking in the way of Josiah Ferguson, but well in front of him was Combs' pass. And the quarterback for tonight, we'll see for the Eagles, lining up number 18, senior Dalton Combs, 6 foot 185. He will be directing this offense. We'll also see him on the opposite side, corner position for the Eagles. Great field position to start this drive. Husky 41-yard line. Now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's the option. Tosses it. Bynum loses the football. Who comes up with it? It's still kicked again. It looks like the Huskies have it. Waiting for the official signal, and indeed they do. What a recovery there and a turn of events here quickly for the Ashe County Huskies.
And great hustle there by Ben Brown. Looked like he got his hand in there to strip it, and the ball kept rolling away, and he ends up being the first man on top of it. Great individual effort there from a senior.
Yeah, you got to applaud the effort. As you mentioned, not only did he strip the ball, but then he's the man to come up with it at the bottom of the pile. And if you're Wilkes Central, boy, that's a real big early blow after you got the great kick return after the touchdown there to start off the game from the Huskies. Great field position on their 41, and then 2 plays later you give it right back.
Yeah, it's definitely not what they wanted to see, but for the Huskies, couldn't ask for a much better start.
There's Ellis again, turning on the jets. He's inside the 35 and the 30, still on his feet before a couple of men bring him down. What a run by the junior QB.
And Ashe clicking on all cylinders here early on. Just what you would like to see against a really good team in Wilkes Central. Ashe able to come out here and play well early on.
Mark him down at the 22-yard line. As the clock's rolling now at the 9:10 mark. First down Huskies, just outside red zone territory. Gotta like what you've seen from this Ashe County offense so far, and the defense as well, making a big play. Ellis joined by Sullivan, fires it out to the near side. There's McNeil making a little stutter step. He's still on his feet, and a great pickup on first down. Nice job by the senior wideout doing what he does best.
Yeah, nice little route to get open, and then does some extra dancing out there, get a little bit of yards after the catch. And for Ashe, a 1st and goal opportunity. They'd like to punch this in, take a quick 2-score lead.
Down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. You said it, first down and goal for the Huskies. Their first trip in the red zone territory. Now going with a two-back set. A little different look as we see Richardson in the game. And backfield, Sullivan gets the handoff, and he'll dive forward inside the 5. Picks up about 4 or 5 yards. And Richardson's the man we'll see lined up at wideout a lot tonight with the absence of Joseph Louder. See what the junior can do out there at the wideout position.
Yeah, Louder, a key player on this team. Sounds like he may miss a couple of weeks of action, but tonight, hopefully Richardson can step up and fill that empty hole.
Same set again. Here's Sullivan bouncing off a couple of tacklers, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies, although we do see a flag fly. This could be in the way of holding and bring that touchdown back. There too. Richardson, number 5. Jake Richardson, just a sophomore for the Huskies there, not a junior. We'll see those Richardson boys do some work here tonight, I'm sure. We'll see Alex also on defense, number 50. And that one is going to go against the Huskies, so hold everything. Sullivan was able to get into the end zone, but the penalty will bring it back. After the hold, it'll be second down and goal at the 14-yard line. Make things a little more difficult here for the Ashe County Huskies. Split receivers to the left and right. Ellis takes the snap. He's looking to the near side. Screenplay set up for Sullivan. He's inside the 10. Still on his feet. He will not be denied all the way down to about the 2 or 3 yard line, taking 3 or 4 defenders with him.
And nice play call offensively. Throw the little short pass and let your big running back do the rest. And gets all those penalty yards back. Need a big third down conversion here to try to keep this drive going.
We saw the Huskies take it for 74 yards on a 3rd and long on their last drive to open up the ball game. That 74-yard pass. We'll see what they can do here on the 3rd and short situation. 3rd and goal from the 4. Ellis takes the snap himself, dances around here to the left side, but he's going to be dropped in the backfield. What a play by that defensive front.
Yeah, good play there from the Eagles. Looks like they sniffed that out pretty quickly. And Ashe will have a decision here whether to go for it on 4th down. Certainly in field goal range, but you never know with the sloppy field conditions that I'm sure the teams are dealing with after so much rain. May be tough to get a good kickoff. So Hampton wants to call a TO and talk about it.
So we'll take the Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout. Little's Health and Fitness located in West Jefferson, reminding you to take time out of your day, get active at Little's in West Jefferson. Making that last stop there for the Eagles. Leading the charge was number 55, Dedrick Smith, the senior defensive tackle, coming up making a very nice play right next to the sideline, denying Ellis of the end zone. They sniffed that one out, as you said, from the get-go. And now, as you mentioned, the Huskies, a little bit of thinking going on here as far as what you're going to do, whether you kick the field goal or go for the 6. If you're Hampton, what are you calling here?
You've already got a good lead here. I would probably settle for the field goal if you think you can hit it, but if you're just not confident in the field conditions out there, certainly going to go for it, and most likely, expect to pass the way our air raid offense usually works. See if we can get somebody open underneath.
So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 6. And they're sending that offensive unit back onto the field. Going with the 4 wide set. Sullivan to the right. Ellis takes the snap. Looking end zone, just out of the reach of Richardson. And that's going to, McNeil. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Ellis just put a little bit too much on that one.
Yeah, pass just a little bit too high and a little bit too hard. That's a tough break for Ashe, but on the flip side, Wilkes Central, really bad field position to start their drive, and the Husky defense, they'll be in there trying to strip that ball away once again.
So a nice stand in the red zone from the Wilkes Central defensive unit. Now we'll see if the offensive unit can turn things around. You mentioned it, big fumble on their first drive. Cost them some great field position and a chance to answer quickly. 7-0 in favor of the Huskies. Right at the 6.5-minute mark. Here's the handoff. Bouncing around and rolling over a couple of guys. was the ball carrier that time. And that was Andrew Bynum, number 32. He's built for the position, Nate, 6 feet, 200 pounds.
Yeah, he's got all the size you'd like to see from a halfback, especially be able to take those punishing hits as the season goes. Running backs get hit more than pretty much anybody out there, so you like to have a guy with some good size be able to take those shots.
Gain of 6 on the first play makes it 2nd down and 4. Ball on their own 13-yard line. Combs in the gun, takes the snap, pitches it now to Bynum. He's dancing off that left side. Can he be brought down? Yes! Ben Brown making a great play in the backfield, dropping Bynum like a bad habit.
Ben Brown playing a great quarter of football. We've already seen him force a fumble, recover one, and there's a nice tackle for loss. Can't do it much better than that.
3rd and 4 now coming up for Wilkes Central with just over 5.5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Call it 3rd and 4. Ball on the 11. Excuse me, 3rd and 6. Combs joined by Bynum. He'll give him the handoff. On the option now, he shakes off one would-be tackler, then lowers his shoulder, picks up the 1st down and a couple more for good measure.
And nice play call there from the Eagles on 3rd down. Caught the Ashe defense guessing just a little bit. And for the Eagles, they're able to improve their field position quite a bit here. See if they can keep this drive going.
At the 5:06 mark.
1st and 10.
Nice 1st down pickup. Puts it right on the 20-yard line. And the handoff again goes to Bynum, and he's going nowhere. Brown again there to meet him.
Great play from the Ashe defense once again. And so far doing a really nice job containing Andrew Bynum. We've heard his name all season long, just tearing teams up all through the non-conference schedule for the Eagles. But tonight, so far, a little bit different matchup here against Ashe, and Ashe certainly making them pay.
A bit unusual. Wilkes Central, they're getting used to playing on these Monday nights, 2nd week in a row. Combs going to the air this time. Pass is caught. Looking for the 1st down. Not quite going to get there. It was number 7, Josiah Ferguson, but he made a couple of nice moves and going to be very close to a 1st down.
Ferguson, just a sophomore, and looks like a very quick and shifty athlete out there. Another in the long line of Wilkes Central athletes we've seen come through.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. These guys are known for their athletic ability coming from Wilkes Central. Should be an interesting pace here tonight. Quick one. Both teams working the no-huddle offense. Wilkes Central in the spread, Ashe in the air raid, and there's another pass completion, but a nice open field tackle on the edge will stop him from gaining any extra yards, but he does get enough for the 1st down before Simon Houck takes him down.
So far, the Wilkes Central passing attack going after the sophomore Simon Houck over there, but not giving up the big play. As we talked about, a key to the game. Give up a few yards here and there, but he's not getting burnt deep, so the defensive staff has to be pleased with that.
We saw Houck come up with a big interception last week against Allegheny. He and Tristan Jones each, the junior linebacker. Now here's a bit of delay handoff to Bynum, trying to bounce it off to the outside. Going to be sandwiched, kind of ran into his own man, and is brought down eventually there for the Huskies by number 25, Sam Henson leading the way. Nothing doing there, maybe a yard. Been slim pickings on the ground so far for Wilkes Central. We knew that was going to be a big key here for tonight. But, Nate, I'll tell you what, it's nice to see Luis Ramos and Hamilton on the left side of that defensive line for the Huskies. Great size advantage.
Yeah, definitely good to see both those guys out there, and good to see Luis back and healthy and certainly in shape. I expect him to play a full game tonight, as many snaps as he can go.
Ferguson again. They just keep going to the well. Houck brings him down, but not before he picks up another first down.
Yeah, Dalton Combs really reading the Ashe defense well, taking what they're giving, and so far it's been that side of the field to Ferguson. He's been able to get a step and open every time, and Combs is finding him.
So the sophomore makes Ashe pay again. Their third first down on this drive for the Eagles, moving it nicely. Play action, heaving it deep down the near side, but this one falls incomplete. Providing some coverage there was Garrett Miller for the Huskies. Also Hunter Argetsinger. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line of the Eagles. Inside of 3 minutes in the opening quarter. Ashe with the 7-0 edge right now, but Wilkes Central is driving. Combs going to the air once again. This time pass is batted down at the line. How about the big hands of Josh Hamilton?
Yeah, nice job there. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, get those hands up, see if you can knock the throw down, and exactly what the senior did on that play.
And now, 3rd down and 10. Quickly upcoming for the Eagles. You know, this Husky defense would like to get them off the field.
They'd like to get a stop here. We've seen them convert a couple of 3rd downs already. Maybe Ashe can be the one to make the stop this time, get off the field.
Combs, play action now rolling out. No handoff. Boy, it even faked me, and Bynum bowls his way for a first down.
That's a great play call there. Fake the throw and perfect timing on the draw play. Ashe defense really caught off guard. And there's, I believe, a third down conversion on this drive for the Eagles.
Picking them up and putting them down. It's this Wilkes Central offense. Caught me off guard on that play.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where the ball was going either.
So 1st down in the Husky territory at the 42. Eagles piecing together a very nice drive. Ball comes loose again, though, from Bynum, and it looks like the Huskies have it. Indeed, they do. Matthew Greer comes up with that loose ball.
How about that, Johnny, on the spot on that play. Bynum just coughs another one up. 2nd fumble of the quarter, and Ashe puts a quick end to this promising Eagle drive.
Very uncharacteristic of Bynum. Coughs it up again for the Eagles. Huskies will take it. And another big-time play by this defense. If you're Coach Ron Turner for the Eagles, you got to be preaching ball security right now to your guys.
Yeah, definitely not the start you'd like to see from the Eagles on the road. Obviously, the field probably certainly looks pretty slippery and wet out there, but nonetheless, just got to hang on to that football.
Here's a screen play for Thompson on the far side. He falls forward. Going to pick up 3 or 4 yards on the play. They're only going to show about a gain, maybe 2 or 3. Not a favorable spot there. Not a play we see a lot from the Huskies, though.
Good job, though, getting Grant Thompson involved early. Hopefully that'll help his confidence.
We haven't really seen the soggy conditions affect the Husky offense so far.
No, so far Ashe has been able to avoid the miscues, but for Wilkes Central, they've just struggled with it all night.
Look at Sullivan breaking away, moving across midfield, still on his feet, takes 2 to wrap him up. He's a great downhill runner, shows off there that 6'1", 200-pound frame, gets the first down and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. When you got a weapon like that, you got to use him every now and then, and right there, just a great run up the middle. Sullivan absolutely not going to be denied on that play. It took several Eagle players to bring him down.
That's something we've seen the Huskies struggle with, is getting that ground game going, but showing no ill effects tonight. Very quickly back on the ball is Ellis, 4 wide set. He's going the near side. There's Richardson with a nice catch and hangs on to it. He's down around the 40-yard line, picks up about 8.
Nice grab there as we see Richardson getting into the passing action. And we're just now joining us, Joseph Louder out tonight as well.
About 2 yards left to go to the first round marker with a 2nd down now coming up for Ashe County.
Mark it down at the 40. 2nd down and 2. Ball on the left hash. 3 wide at the top. Here's another screen play. McNeil has it on the right side and follows his blocks. He's got the first down and then some. Finally going to be stood up and rolled back by number 3, Madison Dunn, outside linebacker. Not before he picks up another first down. Keep those chains moving.
Yeah, we saw Thompson And Richardson out there throwing a couple of blocks, and Mason McNeil making a miss. Picks up a first down.
The last Husky drive stalled when they got deep into Eagle territory. They're looking to correct things here, and so far so good on this drive as we're down around the 30-second mark here in the opening frame. Huskies on top, 7-0. Ellis again going to work in the passing game. Here's the screen now to the big side, the near side of the field this time. It's Thompson once again the recipient. He's down to the 25-yard line. Another nice chunk of yardage by this Husky offense.
Yeah, Ashe taking what the Eagles are willing to give up, much like the Eagles were doing in their possession there, taking the short pass and living with it. Ashe finding success as well.
And the clock will wind down and bring a close to the opening period. 7-0, the Huskies on top. And looking good here for the Ashe County Huskies after one quarter, Nate.
Yeah, got to be really pleased with what you're seeing. You're never really sure what you're going to get on a Monday night when these kids are used to playing on Friday. But for the Huskies, a really good quarter of play. Have to be happy with that.
That'll close our first quarter of coverage here on Friday Night Football, Monday night edition. Ashe County 7, Wilkes Central nothing after one. Stay tuned in for second quarter action right here on Sky Zone Sports on Sky Zone HD, Channel 1.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Little's Health and Fitness began in 1981. We are a 24/7, full-service, family-friendly fitness center with the finest equipment from Life Fitness, Hammer Strength, and Body Masters, as well as a great staff to help you get started. We have a 22-piece cardio area, so waiting is rarely a problem. We offer group classes for all levels, an extensive array of weights and machines, perfect for the beginner to advanced. We also have meal replacement shakes, tanning, dressing rooms with private showers, personal trainers, and child care is also available.
From Ashe County High School, welcome back into the Monday night edition of Friday Night Football here on Sky Zone Sports, on Sky Zone HD, Channel 1. Nate, feels like we should be for ESPN here on Monday Night Football.
Hey, yeah, maybe we get a little bit more publicity that way.
7-0 after the first quarter of play. Ashe County Huskies at home with the advantage. And threatening once again, 2nd and 2 now from the first play on the 25-yard line of Wilkes Central. Here's Ellis going to keep it himself up the middle and very close there to picking up the first and goal situation. A late flag also flies on the field.
He's able to bring the ball up near the 10-yard line.
So Ellis easily picks up the first down. All he needed was 2. He's going to be down there near the 10-yard marker. And that's going to be a dead ball, personal foul against Wilkes Central. So the play will stand and also make it half the distance to the goal as they're marking it off. Ball spotted just outside the 5-yard line. So even better for the Huskies, Nate. 1st and goal right on the 6.
Yeah, a nice capper to this drive. Hopefully they can end this one a little bit better than the last one where they had to go for it on 4th down. Maybe the Huskies can just go ahead and punch this one in. Take a 2-score lead.
Yeah, something that bit them earlier in the season was the inability to convert in opponent's territory, especially in the High Brighton game. A lot of drives stalled. Looking to straighten things out here. Ellis takes it up the gut, dives forward, going to be close to that goal line, down about the 1 or 2 yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal. Ball be inside of the 2 yard line. You go to the ground game or try to air it out here, catch him off guard?
I'll tell you, just the way the ground game's been going, you only need about 1.5 yards here. I would go ahead and just punch it in.
Ellis or Sullivan then, Nate?
Woo, tough call. I might let Sullivan take this one in.
And there he does get the handoff, and he's in. Powers his way forward, crosses the plane, touchdown Huskies.
That's just a lot of power going forward there. Tough for anybody to hold him to more than or less than 1 yard or 2 gain pretty much every carry.
Nice job there by that offensive line getting a good push. Sullivan didn't need much with his frame, able to power his way into the end zone as we see on the Mountain Outfitters replay. You can get great shots just like that from Mountain Outfitters in West Jefferson. Now the extra point attempt is up, and it is good from Kendall Richardson. 14-0. The Huskies strike early in the second quarter at the 11-minute mark. And now we'll take a look at that. Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone, and a good one there, Nate. 8 plays, 65 yards, and milked over 3 minutes off of that clock.
Yeah, good job for the Huskies, able to finish this one off with a score. And will be interesting to see what Wilkes Central does. They've down 14-0. They probably haven't had a whole lot of holes like this all year long with the way they've played and the record they've got. But this time they're going to have to be the team coming from behind. And we'll see how the Eagles handle that.
Yeah, we know the Huskies didn't fare too well playing from behind the 8 ball early in the season, but really have flipped the script in recent weeks, and that trend continues here tonight as they enjoy a 2-score lead at the 11-minute mark in the second quarter. And I like some of the different looks we saw on that drive by the Huskies. A lot of screens for those wideouts.
Yeah, we saw a lot of short throws and able to use the wide receivers' athletic ability, and especially, the ball could be slippery. A lot of different things contributing to the play calling, but for Ashe, have to be really pleased with how well things have started off.
Kendall Richardson on to boot this one away. And it is a very short kick, a squib kick. Ball will take a bounce, and it's a loose ball. Who comes up with it at the bottom of the pile? Huskies say they have it, and the referees say otherwise.
And that's Alex Richardson coming up with the play.
And boy, Coach Hampton's about to have a fit on the sideline. It was ruled Wilkes Central. No, now the officials corrected things. I thought it was a Husky coming out, and how about that play?
Yeah, it looks like the official got a little confused there, may have pointed the wrong way, but that was a definite recovery from the Huskies.
So it ended up working as an onside kick as the Huskies gain possession. And Wilkes Central going to burn a quick TO. Coach Ron Turner not happy with his squad right now, as we'll take the Littles Health and Fitness Center timeout. What's he preaching to his guys again? I guess ball security.
Yeah, he's definitely going to take this moment to, also give the defense a little bit of a break. They were out there for a solid 3-minute stretch, giving up that score, and then here the offense not able to recover that kick, so the defense will be right back out there again. And, he's probably telling them, you got to get a stop on this. We can't afford to go down 21-0 on the road.
So now, Wilkes Central, we talked about it, down by 2 scores. And their 5-0 record and the scores of their other contests, they've definitely not been behind by 3. And as you said there, he's telling his guys, you don't want to start right now.
Yeah, it's that's a tough environment to be in on the road. And if Ashe puts it in, they'll be up 3 scores. That's certainly a tough situation to have to deal with.
So what worked as an onside kick, the Huskies recover the ball at the Wilkes Central 35-yard line, and they'll go back to work on offense. Twin receivers to the left and the right. Ellis takes the snap, looking to the left side, fires it. This one in and out of the hands of McNeil. Not the best of throws there, and he can't corral that one. It's going to go down as an incomplete pass.
That pass looked like it sailed just a little bit on the junior quarterback. But thankfully for the Huskies, no Eagle defender there to pick the pass off after the tip.
And McNeil got his hand on it. Those are dangerous balls floating across the middle.
Yeah, especially if you get a hand on it, kind of knocks it up in the air, you expect that might not go well.
And here's another one across the middle, same play. And McNeil, well, he wisely did not catch that one. He was getting ready to have the boom unloaded on him if he did.
Yeah, looked like those arms drew back just a little bit on that one, but don't blame him there at all. You'd like to see him make the tough catch, but also you want to see him live another down as well.
So 2 incompletions quickly brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Huskies on the Eagle 35-yard line. We'll see the same look again here for the Huskies. Ellis switches Sullivan over to the left. Now he's looking for this one-on-one matchup to Price. He has the catch. 2 men there. Oh, look at the move. Cuts it to the inside. Touchdown, Huskies.
Oh, man, I tell you what, the Eagles secondary having nightmares already, seeing number 80 in their dreams.
We saw that same number last year. This time it's worn by a different guy this year, but similar moves. Judd Price, an outstanding catch, maybe an even better move after the fact as he slices and dices his way into the end zone.
Just a great throw there from Ellis, an even better play by Price on the other end of that. Just absolutely clowns two Wilkes Central defenders.
Now Richardson on for the PAT. Snap, the hold the kick is good. Tack on one more, and the Huskies enjoying a 3-score lead. Got it on cruise control here in the early second quarter at the 10:37 mark. 21-zip in favor of the Huskies. As we will now take a look at that. Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone, and that one didn't take them nearly as long as the previous drive, Nate.
Just 18 seconds off the clock, and I don't think anybody really saw this coming. Ashe just absolutely having their way with the visiting team. And a rival at that. Ashe just absolutely dominating the Eagles here out of the gate.
The one that capped it off, that beautiful 35-yard pass from Ellis, finding Judd Price for the second time tonight on the go route there, streaking down the sidelines, and then he makes two men miss on his way into the end zone, showing off his football moves. We're not used to seeing those moves until basketball season. Almost like worked like a crossover there, breaking some ankles.
Yeah, Judd's really... He's going to really shine in the rest of his athletic career here at Ashe County High School. Of course, after football season, we will see him on the hardwood, and then we'll see him again next year. So, Joe Price making a big impact early on.
Hey, the Huskies are going for it again. The ball did bounce out, and the Huskies still fighting for it there. Looks like Wilkes Central did recover as disaster is averted. I don't think they could have handled to lose another ball right there.
Yeah, Ashe almost went to the well again and come away with it, but this time looked like Wilkes Central able to get on top of that ball, and they're down 21 points. They really need a big score here to try to stop this momentum that Ashe has built, pretty much dominating the whole game so far.
This strategy on kickoffs that the Huskies have implemented the past couple of kicks, very reminiscent of 2 years ago, and they were able to come up with a lot of onside kick recoveries.
Yeah, and you don't blame them for it, especially if the other team's not gonna change the way they line up or, wait for a fair catch or anything. They're gonna go out there and just try to run up on it after it hits the ground. Might as well just keep taking advantage of it.
Yeah, sir. And this time the option keep should have handed that one off. Dalton Combs keeps it himself, pays the price, gets decked there in the backfield by Tristan Jones, who led the charge for the Huskies.
Yeah, we're early on here, but I tell you, this is the best the Husky defense has looked all year long by far.
2-yard loss, 2nd and 12. Combs getting the signals from the far sideline, Coach Turner and his staff. Now we're ready to go. Twin receivers left and right, firing it off to the far side. Short pass is caught, and fighting forward, looking for that first down marker, not quite going to get there. Nice catch that time on the edge. Was that Madison Dunn?
Couldn't quite tell on that, but he did a good job of getting upfield after the short throw. Makes that third down a little bit more manageable.
Well, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, so it'll make it 3rd down and 5 from the 43. Tristan Jones was in on that play again, covering a lot of ground from his linebacker position. Combs in the gun, throwing all the way, looking for the deep ball down the near side and well over the head of the intended target. He's looking in the way of Justin Parsons.
Parsons was open, but the throw just different zip code there. Not what you want to see if you're an Eagles fan at all. A quick 3 and out looks like.
So, as you said, that'll bring up 4th down and 5. Here at the 9:42 mark. They're bringing that offense on the field. Gutsy call here in the early going. Oh, he's dropping back, and he is going to kick it. So, trying to catch the Huskies off guard. It's a short kick, though, as you hear from this Husky sideline, telling them to get away from that football. Rolls out of bounds. Huskies still going to be blessed with some great field position.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good kick at all. Maybe a 15, 20-yard punt there. Ashe, they'll take over just a few yards short of midfield here. Looks like about their own 43, 44-yard line.
Hindsight's 20/20, but you might have been better off going for it right there on 4th down if you're Coach Ron Turner.
Yeah, if you're going to go for it, you might as well have just actually drew up a play. You know, it's tough to ask a quarterback to drop back and have a little pooch punt like that, but especially if it did not pay it off at all.
So the Huskies on their own 43 on the left hash. Ellis looking across the middle, fires a short one, looking for Mason McNeil. That one falls incomplete.
Good coverage there by Will Jarvis.
The senior middle linebacker applying some nice pressure, as you said, on McNeil. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies. Feeling pretty good right now at the 9:31 mark, enjoying a 21-0 advantage. Still in the early going on this one, though. There's other area games being played tonight as well. As we know, Freedom, Morganton School's in action. Of course, a great guy to watch down there, B.J. Emmons, and he's going to be rolling his way to the high country this coming Friday against Watauga.
Yeah, that kid's got a lot of athletic ability, real special player. And certainly Freedom the favorite to win that conference once again.
Again, 2nd and 10 for the Huskies. Ellis going to the air, looking down the far sideline, throws a jump ball, and it looks like his man came up with it. Judd Price going up over 2 defenders, reminiscent of the play we saw McNeil make last week in Allegheny.
Yeah, great play by Price. Looked like he went up over number 10 there, Deontay Vanoy. No real challenge there for Price. He just skied above and pulled that one down. And Ashe marching down the field once again.
How about those ups displayed by Price? Nets him a 1st down and then some. Ball on the 37 now. Ellis feeling the heat. Can he get away? No, and what a great play by number 43, Corey Burkhart, the defensive end, basically untouched on his route to Colin Ellis.
Yeah, senior defensive end there, not fooled one little bit on that play. Able to drag Ellis down. That's a big loss right there, and something the Wilkes Central defense almost had to have at this point in the game.
Really, that's the first breakdown we've seen on that Husky offensive line. They've done a great job protecting him tonight, but Ellis was dropped on that one. Makes it 2nd down and 20. Ellis on his side of the field, feeling some pressure again. He'll level it out here to the near side to Grant Thompson. Down there close to the 40-yard line. Not a bad game, just trying to get a little bit closer, make it a bit more manageable. Pick up a 6 on that one.
Yeah, not a whole lot of plays for 3rd and 14, but would have been even fewer for 3rd and 20. So see Ashe get a little bit closer here.
So it will be 3rd down and 14 as we're inside the 8-minute mark in the 2nd period. Huskies 21, Eagles nothing. Yet to find the end zone. See trips to the left. Price, the lone receiver on the bottom of the screen. Pocket collapses. Ellis stepping up. He's inside the 35. Flags downfield inside the 30. He does have the 1st down. Still on his feet as he's finally forced out. Making a nice play was Nathan Bourne, junior outside linebacker, but this one might be coming back.
Yeah, may get Ashe for a hold or a block in the back downfield on that run.
Still waiting on the official signal. Penalty markers down around the 33-yard line. That's actually a call against Wilkes Central, and it will be denied.
Good job there by Ashe.
Excuse me, declined.
Great vision from Colin Ellis to make that run.
Yeah, he's showing off his vision downfield tonight. We really haven't seen him force too many balls. He has had a couple that maybe now should have been thrown, but showing off his legs on that play and picking up the 1st down all the way down to the 24-yard line. First down throwing across the middle, but leads his man just a bit too much. A diving McNeil can't quite reel that one in.
Looks like Cole Smith in there for the coverage for the Eagles. McNeil was open, but the throw just A little bit out of reach.
So after the incompletion, that'll be 2nd down and 10. We've seen McNeil running that route a lot here tonight. Not a whole lot of luck so far, though. Connecting with him has Ellis.
Yeah, that over the middle throw just hasn't been there so far tonight.
On 2nd down and 10. Play action. Ellis stepping up. And he's just going to follow his blockers. No, he's going to toss this one. Has an open Thompson, but that one is going to be picked off inside the 5.
Well, just a little bit too much mustard on that throw. Thompson was open, but overthrown. Looked like Cole Smith with the pick.
And we see a late flag come into the picture as well. He had his man Thompson, just as you said, led him a bit too much and really floated that one, and that's a dangerous ball. Not too many men are going to miss that one in the secondary.
Yeah, plus it's hard when you're throwing back across your body like that, Colin rolling to the left. But obviously he's a right-handed quarterback having to throw back. Tough throw. Looked like it was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Eagles there. It's going to knock them back half the distance. Maybe a little bit of jawing after that interception.
So the interception will kill the Husky drive. And we'll see Wilkes Central come onto the field on offense. And that's one, if you're Coach Ron Turner, you know your team had to have right there. You could not go down by 4 scores against Ashe and hope to come back.
Yeah, that's a big stop for the defense. Of course, have to be thankful there. Colin just trying to do a little bit too much. If you're an Eagles fan, you got to be happy that he might have pushed the limit just a little bit too much. But still, though, they've got to find some answers for the rest of the drives Ashe will have if they hope to stay in this ball game.
So after the penalty, mark it back at the 3-yard line as Wilkes Central has a long field to work with. Throwing from his own end zone, similar route we saw a minute ago, nearly intercepted. Did Houck have it? They're going to say no, incomplete pass, and that was a close call there. He's looking for Ferguson, but Houck may have been able to hang on to that one. Not sure. They said it was incomplete, but a great effort by Houck.
Yeah, looked like Combs needs to go over there and thank Ferguson a lot for ripping that ball away. I think Houck had that one, but very last second going to the ground, Ferguson just tried to swipe at it and ended up knocking it away.
So nearly an interception back the other way, but it would not be. As you said, Ferguson, great job just swatting that one away. Here's the handoff now, goes to Bynum, showing off his explosiveness, and he's out across the 15, picks up the 1st down.
They will get a 1st down on that play.
Move those chains. Quick 1st down converted here for the Wilkes Central Eagles. Inside of 7 minutes now. They're still trying to scratch that scoring column. Trailing this one 21-0. Almost midway through the 2nd period. This time Combs going to keep it himself on the option. And not that much doing there. Bottled up quickly, little to no gain on that play. Make it 2nd down, and we'll call it 10 to go.
2nd and 10 now coming up for the Eagles.
See what Coach Turner draws up on 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Combs along with Bynum in the backfield. Going to the air, finds his man across the middle. It's Ferguson out across the 30, open field. Switching it now into Husky territory inside the 40, the 30. Will he be caught? He trips up, and then Hudler touches him down. We'll credit that one to the turf, but a nice job closing speed there from Hudler. We've seen that in the past few weeks as well.
Yeah, Hudler looked like he was going to run him down either way, but definitely helped the undefeated turf monster strikes again.
So spot him down right around the 20-yard line. And how about that breakaway after the fact of the catch by Josiah Ferguson? He's shown off his moves earlier and really breaks that one for a big-time gainer.
Yeah, great speed, and unfortunately for Mountain Valley teams, he's going to have to put up with him for a couple of more years. He's just a sophomore. Just very good speed and a nice little target there from Combs to look for in the passing game.
And he was looking across the middle again that time. That ball batted down. 2nd time we've seen that happen tonight. Great job by that Husky defensive line getting those hands up and thwarting the pass attempt.
And those linemen they're really learning as they go. They're not getting to the quarterback, get those arms up, and so far we've seen that at least 2 or 3 times now, knocking that pass down.
Combs was looking in the way of Mathis that time. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. They are in red zone territory on the Husky 20. We'll see if they can capitalize on their first visit tonight. Here's another shot across the middle. That one tipped, but nobody home. Back in the end zone. He's looking again, I believe, for Durham that time, cutting across the middle. Similar play call. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Eagles need to capitalize here to keep this drive going.
Trying to find his man on the cross route. Was not to be. So now we'll get the call in from the far sideline for Combs. Now he's going to line up. No, thought he was going to snap it under center for a different look. And they're just going to let this play clock roll down and take a timeout. It is a Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout for the Wilkes Central Eagles. So that'll stop the clock at the 5:38 mark. 3rd and 10. What are you drawing up if you're the Eagles and Coach Turner?
I'd say that as well as Ferguson's looked in the passing game, able to get open, I'd certainly look his way. Could go with a draw play to bind him, but he's had issues hanging on to the ball. We've kind of abandoned the run here a little bit in the 2nd quarter because of that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if I'm Coach Turner, I feel pretty good about letting Combs air this one out.
Yeah, he's had some good throws and some even better catches, especially from Ferguson, but it's a tough spot to be in. You know, Ashe is probably thinking it's going to be a pass, but if you try to outthink the room, as they say, and run the ball, 10 yards is a whole lot to pick up.
Now, if you're the Huskies, do you bring the blitz on this one?
That's tough, man. I'm telling you, if you're able to get to the quarterback, take him down, good. If not, you know, there's going to be somebody probably wide open.
3rd down and 10. Combs along with Bynum in the backfield. Fakes it. Now he's going to roll out to the right, throws it on the run. It's a jump ball. Pass is caught, but cannot hang on to it. He had a touchdown and just couldn't hang on to it.
I'll tell you, that's good tough out. Was that Parsons or Ferguson?
That was Parsons there.
Man, he looked like he had that firmly in his grasp, and all of a sudden he just lost that one. Would have been a big momentum booster there. Would have been a touchdown. Let's say it's going to be 4th and 10. Ashe defense, they get one more stop.
They really have a reason to be fired up.
Oh, they will be.
But I tell you, Parsons, that's one of those, Nate, where he's looking at the end zone before he makes sure he has the ball.
Yeah, I think he was getting ready to, you know, he celebrated a little bit there on a touchdown, but just lost the ball.
Now we see him looking to the end zone as Combs and finds his man, floats that one in there and finds him in the end zone that time. That was Parsons hanging on. Touchdown, Wilkes Central. They finally get on the board.
It looked like the exact same route as last time. Sends him on a little wheel route up the sideline. And just a beautiful throw by Combs. He threw the ball before Parsons was even looking for it. He just tracks it down beautifully, and great execution from the Eagles.
That's when you know you have great chemistry between your quarterback and your receiver.
Yeah, that's another name we've heard off and on, Justin Parsons. He's had some varsity experience for the Eagles last year. Just another athlete that the Eagles have to make you fear on defense.
And the extra point attempt is up and splits the uprights. It's good. 21-7 as the Eagles finally get into the end zone at the 5:24 mark in the 2nd period. As we take a look at that, Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. I'll tell you, they had a long field to work with, and they made it look easy that time on offense.
Yeah, 97 yards, under 2 minutes. If you're a Wilkes Central fan, you got to love that, especially almost maybe none of those yards coming from your workhorse running back. The rest of your offense able to pick up the slack, and, of course, the great play there for Ferguson really helped that drive out quite a bit.
I'll tell you, that great conversion to cap off that, only needed 10 on 4th down, and you get 21 as you throw a strike to the end zone, and a beautiful pass, as you mentioned there, just lobbed that one up and let his man Parsons go and get it, did Combs. 5:24 on the clock, 21-7 your score here on the Monday night edition of Friday Night Football at Ashe County High School. It's been a wet one to say the least here the last week and a half, and they probably know more about it down in Wilkesboro than we do.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere you've about had a boat if you need to get anywhere. Thankfully tonight, though, we saw a lot of cars in the parking lot, so didn't have to canoe your way in.
What was your means of transportation here tonight?
Oh man, you know me. I've got my Jeep. I was able to make it pretty easily.
Now to kick this one off after the score is Jack Privet. And just a squib kick. This one rolls. Will be fielded by Hudler at the 25-yard line. Trying to follow McNeil, but coming up and wrapping him from behind was number 23, John Durham. And makes a nice play there. Sort of slipped up from behind and stops him at the 31. But a nice return there from Hudler.
Yeah, a little bit slow getting up. That was a tough takedown there. A lot of weight landing on one shoulder. Hopefully he'll be okay.
And Hudler's a guy you really don't hear a lot from him on offense, but makes a lot of great special teams plays.
Yeah, we saw him on defense running down Ferguson out there. Maybe the only guy out there that could have done that. He's been called on. He's been there for the answer, though. We saw him catch some key passes when they went to a 5 wideout set a couple of games back.
Good hard snap count from Colin Ellis. We'll draw that Wilkes Central defense offsides. You'll always take an easy 5 yards when you don't have to work for it. So that'll make it 1st down and 5. Switches things up here to the 36-yard line of the Huskies. So they'll start off this drive after Wilkes Central finally able to reach the end zone. Found pay dirt on a nice 21-yard pass. There's a nice move from Richardson, and how about that block on the edge from Grant Thompson?
Two of the unheralded guys in the receiving corps tonight making some nice plays. We've seen both of them catch some passes and also throw some good blocks out there as well.
Another instance of the short, almost screenplay being drawn up for these receivers. Ashe maybe really throwing some kinks in the defensive plan of Wilkes Central.
Yeah, especially if the Eagles aren't going to adjust to it, you might as well just keep taking advantage of it.
Used to seeing the deep ball, but not the short pass so much, as we see in flag fly before this one gets off the ground. And that one's going to be against the Huskies. A little early, in my opinion, to throw that one. Wasn't even sure if everybody got set on the offensive line. So a false start, it goes against the Huskies. Makes it 1st and 15, back at the 41. Twins to the left and right for the Huskies, stacked on the near side with Richardson and Thompson. And cutting across the middle is Thompson. He'll just fall down after he makes the catch, so gets the penalty yardage back, not much more. But another nice 5-yard catch there from Grant Thompson.
Yeah, nice job by the sophomore, able to get open, make some nice little catches under the middle. We've seen him a couple of times tonight make that little grab.
He's only going to get better at the wideout position. We know he's used to being the QB, and he is the backup on the roster, but looking very nice on there is the receiving core.
Yeah, especially, he's got pretty good size out there as well and decent speed. He'll definitely learn the position, as you said. Only a sophomore. He got at least another year left. Who knows, by the time his senior year rolls around, he might be the quarterback. We'll just have to wait and see on that.
There we saw setting up for the halfback screen. Sullivan coming out of the backfield. Throw from Ellis way out in front. And had a man there ready to make the tackle as well. Maybe not much doing if he had made it. So that'll stop the clock on 3rd down and 10 at the 4:11 mark in the second period. Working our way toward halftime. Huskies on their own 46. Big 3rd down. Right at 10 yards to go. Looking to keep this drive alive are the Huskies. Ellis going to fire it across the middle. Has McNeil wide open space in front. He's at the 20. The 15 will finally be chased down from behind, but not before he gets deep into Wilkes Central territory, and another 1st down for the Huskies.
It looked like Nathan Bourne there with the touchdown saving tackle, able to run McNeil down, but not before another huge gain. And it's going to be a 1st and goal for Ashe.
Down at the 9-yard line, he said it 1st and goal for the Huskies. A nice deep ball there to Mason McNeil. See if they look his way again. No, Ellis keeps it himself. He is met at the line of scrimmage by big number 67, Grant Krause, a junior defensive tackle, 6'2", 255. That's like running into a brick wall if you're Ellis.
Yeah, that's when your quarterback's like, come on, somebody block that guy. He's a big guy out there, and that's a lot of muscle and weight to take you down.
So we see Hunter Knight back in for the Huskies on that offensive line, taking the place of Tyler Harmon. Second and goal. Ball right at the 10-yard line. Ellis having to roll out, throwing off his back foot across the middle. That's a dangerous ball. Luckily for him, it was out of the back of the end zone. That'll go down as an incompletion. Another one you might not like to see Ellis doing there. Throwing off his back foot, as we saw one picked off the last time the Huskies got down in the red zone.
Yeah, he's trying a little bit too hard to make a play on that throw. Grant Thompson in the area there, but not a whole lot of strength behind that throw. Could have been picked off.
That's one of those guys in the secondary licking their chops. Floaters like that. Luckily for Ellis, back out of the end zone. Third and goal now for the Huskies. He's looking in the way again in the end zone. Did he hang on to it? Judd Price did not, according to the official there, the back judge, I should say. And a missed opportunity there for Ashe County.
That's the kind of throws you like to see from Colin Ellis. An absolute laser, steps right into it. Price was open, but just couldn't hang on to that one.
So we saw the Huskies go for it on fourth and goal in the first period. What do you do here if you're Coach Hampton? Well, I guess you're going to take a TO right now and discuss it, as we'll take another Little's Health and Fitness Center timeout as the Huskies will draw things up. It's going to be fourth down and goal from the 10-yard line, and fourth and long kind of limits you maybe a little bit on offense.
Yeah, if you go for it, certainly you've pretty much got to guarantee a throw goes into the end zone. You know Wilkes Central will probably have a whole lot of guys standing on that end line waiting to tackle anything in front of them, but yeah, we've seen them open up the playbook. We've seen some different plays in this situation all year. Be interesting to see what they decide to draw up. They could decide to kick the ball as well. We know Kendall Richardson, certainly good, accurate kicker, might be able to drive one home.
We haven't taken a look yet at the Wilkes Central schedule. Nate talked about it. They've had a couple of close calls, but really been taking care of business. We know their opening game was a thriller down at North Iredale, went into overtime, and they came out on top with the touchdown and two-point conversion. They really haven't been tested a whole lot here in recent games except for Patton.
Yeah, that's still a pretty solid non-conference schedule there. And, you know, when they played Surrey Central, nobody really thought much of them, but then they turned around and beat Mount Airy. So they're really battle-tested coming into conference play. But so far tonight, it's been all Huskies.
It's going to be a tough 2 weeks for Wilkes Central, too, tonight on the road and then at home against Starmount. Fourth and goal, they're going for it, and flags come out everywhere. We'll see who moved first. On the line, looks like it's going to be against the Huskies, and that's a killer right there. Already was tough enough on 4th and 10, now 4th and 15. That even slims your playbook up more.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that even lessens the calls you can make here. You do have more room to work, but at the same time, you've got to get all those 15 yards on one play.
Yeah, and you talk about that room to work. You know, people think closer you get, the easier it becomes to score. That's not always the case, especially with the air raid attack as the Huskies go with.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different story if you ran a triple option or a wishbone type set like that. But, you know, when you're spreading them out, those few extra yards, that could help you.
Fourth and goal from the 15. They're going for it. Ellis wheeling out, lobs it to the corner of the end zone. And McNeil makes the catch, but he is well out of bounds. And that's going to be another turnover on downs for the Ashe County Huskies as they went for it on 4th and long.
Yeah, we've seen that twice tonight. Ashe has had it inside the 10-yard line twice, just not able to finish off either drive. Gives the Wilkes Central defense something to feel good about, able to stop Ashe once again.
And I know it was a failed opportunity there, missed opportunity, I should say, for the Huskies, but that's one. I liked Ellis. Didn't see anything open downfield, just decides to throw that one out of the back of the end zone. Doesn't try to force the issue across the middle at another turnover.
Yeah, tough break there for Ashe, but Wilkes Central got to feel pretty good. Maybe they can try to put a nice half closing drive here with 2:45 on the clock.
The delay handoff goes to Bynum, and he is going nowhere. snuffed out quickly. Nice job in the backfield. I believe that was Richardson, and it was, making a great play, Alex Richardson.
For Wilkes Central with a slight loss. Brought down on Alex Richardson there for Ashe County. 2nd and 12 now coming up for Wilkes Central.
So the senior coming up big again from his defensive end spot. Loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13. So we're approaching that 2-minute mark in the second period tonight. Ashe on top 21-7 here on Sky Zone Sports. Combs takes the shotgun snap. It's a low one. Carries it nicely, though. Fires it out to the right side. The screen play makes a couple of nice moves, but can only duck a couple of defenders before he's brought down. It was Ferguson. Nice gain there of about 3 or 4. Made the most of what he had. Excuse me, that was actually Parsons on the catch. And gets it out close to the 20-yard line. As we hit the 1.5-minute mark. 3rd down, about 6-7 yards to go for the first.
And congratulations to Allison Greer, who's our lucky 50-50 winner tonight.
Combs again, looking to go to the air. Same play, really, from the near side now as Parsons got room to work with, and flags fly. Penalty marker down at the 34-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. Great play design there once again from the Eagles. This time Parsons able to stay on his feet and get to the edge. Runs out of bounds to stop the clock at the 1:08 mark, but penalty marker did come out. Sort of on the tail end of that play. Looks like it could be a blocking penalty against Wilkes Central.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Wilkes Central for a hold downfield. Won't bring the whole run back, or won't bring the whole play back, but it'll bring back quite a bit of it.
And that is the call, holding penalty. So that'll make it 3rd down again, much more manageable. 3rd down at about 2 yards. But that clock is rolling. So we approach the minute mark. Wilkes Central going to have to hurry here. They don't look to be in too big of a rush to get this snap off on 3rd and short. Snap goes to Combs, the option toss. And there's Bynum looking to get to the edge, and it's not going to come for him. Garrett Miller leading the charge as a host of Husky defenders make a big-time play and snuff out that drive.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised here. Wilkes Central didn't try to go downfield. They had plenty of time on the clock, and they've shown they can throw the ball, but it looks like they just forced that turnover on downs, and they're just going to be happy to go to the halftime break.
So that's going to be 4th down and 2. No gain on that one. As you said, at the clock now inside of 20 seconds. And I think Ashe might call a timeout here, make him at least punt it and try to make something happen, but it looks like Coach Hampton as well is content to take a 2-score lead going into the half. And Wilkes Central is as well, knowing that they will get the ball coming out of the halftime break. But how about these Huskies, Nate, especially on that defensive unit? Up 21-7 and looking sharp here in the early going.
Yeah, it's been about the best they've played all season long, and offensively, Ashe doing what they do best, move the ball down the field through the air, and they've even had some nice runs from Sullivan and, of course, Colin Ellis from the quarterback spot tonight. So really a good all-around half of football.
And for Wilkes Central, going to have to hang on to that ball as the turnover bug has bitten them tonight. Fumble-itis, we'll call it here at Ashe County High School, see if they can straighten things out. You know Ron Turner's going to have his guys geared up to go for the second half. We'll see what kind of adjustments are made on both of the sides as we're getting ready for the halftime break here at Ashe County High School, and we'll take one as well. Stay tuned in here for halftime entertainment and then second half action on the Monday night edition of Friday Night Football from Ashe County High School on Sky Zone Sports here on Sky Zone HD, Channel 1. Ashe County Ford here. It's time to make the switch to Ashe County Ford. With $1,000 trade-in cash available, the time is now. Make the switch and save up to $9,500 off the 14 F-150s. Take a break. Come in and see the new redesigned 2015 F-150. With an all-aluminum body and tons of new features, Ford has done it again. Come see why Ashe County Ford sold the most certified pre-owned Fords in the region last year with 100,000 miles powertrain warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and low rates. You can't go wrong. Ashe County Ford. We don't just sell you a car, we make you a friend for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Husky Vanguard Marching Band.
4G LTE is here from Carolina West Wireless. It's the fastest 4G data service available today, so you can enjoy downloads faster and send uploads without the wait. So bring on the apps and bring on the entertainment. And get ready for life at the speed of you. Visit your Carolina West Wireless store today and find out more about our new 4G LTE network, new products and rate plans.
Good evening once again. Welcome back into Ashe County High School. Mountain Valley Conference action tonight between the Wilkes Central Eagles and the host Ashe County Huskies, getting ready to crank things up here in the third quarter of tonight's contest. As you see on the Miller Insurance scoreboard, the Huskies lead it at this juncture 21-7 as we start the third period of play. But, Nate, I'll tell you what, it could have been a lot worse if you're Wilkes Central. You got to be saying, hey, we're only down by 2 scores.
Yeah, Wilkes Central stopped Ashe on a pair of fourth down plays inside the 10-yard line.
And very nearly come up with that one on another onside kick attempt. That's been working out well for the Huskies. We saw them connect one time on the onside recovery, and very nearly for a second time there tonight. So we'll see Wilkes Central come out here, as we mentioned, only trailing by 2 scores, although Ashe is in full control of this one, it feels, 21-7. You got to be telling yourself, if you're Wilkes Central here, and I know Ron Turner probably preached it to him at halftime, got to hang on to the ball and be thankful you're only down by a couple of possessions here, as it could have been a lot worse. A couple of stalled Husky drives deep in Wilkes Central territory. Really could be a much different ball game as we see that one swatted. They're going to say it is incomplete, though. How about that burst through the line there by Alex Richardson?
Yeah, Alex Richardson playing a great game tonight on the defensive line. The entire defensive line is really playing a good game. Shout out to Ramos and Hamilton there as well. They've just really been eating it up inside, and they've pretty much stymied any Wilkes Central ground game.
That's something we have seen the Huskies susceptible to throughout the season, is this rushing attack on opposing sides. But tonight, as you said, have done a great job bottling up would-be rush attempts. Really have had nothing on the ground breakaway for a big-time game. We did see one big play from Ferguson, but that was on a pass. And Richardson again, second time's a charm. This time it's a fumble, and it looks like Richardson is the man on the bottom of the pile, and he is. Wow, what a play 2 times in a row from Alex Richardson.
Oh, great play there. I tell you what, just defensive line, they deserve all the credit in the world tonight. Just played fantastic football all night long. And there's another big turnover from Wilkes Central.
Richardson playing his heart out. Those 2 plays in a row coming from his defensive end spot twice. Well, you think they'd learn to get a body on him coming through that line.
Yeah, he's really been tough to fend off. But credit goes to Richardson there. He's just made it tough on the Eagles all night long.
Ashe will take over with some great field position, and it's now going to get even better as we see an offside penalty called against Wilkes Central. It'll make it first down and 5. It was on the 21 now. They'll mark it down at the 16. Just a few seconds into this third period. And, Nate, that's really been the story all night long. Wilkes Central trying to make a comeback here to start the second half and quickly shoot themselves in the foot with an early turnover. Ellis going to keep it himself and has a nice chunk of yardage there. Gets the first on the 1st and 5 play. And picks up about 7 or 8, and that'll be enough to move those chains quickly, a first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, as you're saying about Wilkes Central, they've had a couple of good red zone defensive stands, but other than that, just the miscues, not able to hang on to the football, not paying attention on kickoffs. I mean, it's been a tough road for them tonight. They've really beat themselves.
Really doesn't look like what you'd expect from a 5-0 team, as we see Sullivan dancing his way near the goal line, down about the 2. But on the flip side, Nate, it looks like the Huskies really starting to finally hit their stride this season. I mean, we've seen it the last couple of weeks. But here once again, we're seeing it from this Husky offense especially, and maybe even more so tonight, though. Got to give a lot of props, I should say. Big shout-out to that defense.
Oh, yeah, and, it helps maybe the opponents have gotten a little bit less difficult than some that we saw earlier in the year, but still – Ashe executing, playing well.
Ellis on the keeper, crosses the plane, and he's in off that left side. A nice scamper on the QB keep, and he finds pay dirt once again. Second rushing touchdown of the night for the junior quarterback. And now Huskies pull ahead by 3 scores again, 27-7 at the 10:49 mark. Richardson on now for the PAT. He is 3 for 3 on the night after struggling a bit the last couple of weeks. He comes on, punches that one in for one more. 28-7, make it a full 3-score game again. The Huskies, the 10:49 mark, 28. Wilkes Central 7. And we'll take a look at that quick. Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. All they needed was 3 plays, and they had the short field to work with, especially after the penalty there. 3 plays, 16 yards.
Yeah, as you can see, scored less than a minute once again, and all because of those turnovers. Wilkes Central just really beating themselves up, but all the credit goes to Ashe. They're forcing some tough hits, tough turnovers, and they're also, for the most part, capitalizing on these opportunities. And Wilkes Central, their back's really up against the wall after a really heartbreaking first drive to start the half. We'll see if they can put something together on this drive, but first things first, they've got to be able to field the kick.
That's
been a little difficult for them so far tonight.
Easier said than done, we'll say that. And it looks like they're going to line up for another short kick, are the Huskies. Got to be paying attention here if you're Wilkes Central. And it is another short kick. A little bit deeper this time, though. It'll bounce around the 27-yard line and be fielded, bringing it back up, dodging a couple of would-be tacklers, but finally forced back right around the 30-yard line. Looked like the ball may have popped out on the end, but they're going to mark it dead after forward progress around the 30-yard line. So all in all, pretty good field position for the Eagles as they come back on the offense looking to straighten things out. Staring in the hole of a 3-score deficit, though, are the Eagles. 28-7, 10:38 in the third quarter. As the Huskies have certainly won the turnover battle, and any little bit of momentum that Wilkes Central might have had going into the half after another goal line stand was quickly taken away by the Ashe County Huskies in the form of Alex Richardson, and then putting together a quick little drive there. And there's a throw off to the left side from Combs, well short of his intended man, and nicely defended as well by Simon Howe. We've seen Ferguson make some nice catches. I don't think anybody's going to have the gloves to pull that one up out of the dirt.
Yeah, it was just a bad throw there from Combs. Not much else you can say about that, but we'll probably see a whole lot of throws here in the second half. Wilkes Central having no luck with the running game, plus the clock's going to start working against them soon, so they're going to have to be able to complete some passes against the Ashe secondary if they want to get back in this.
Delay handoff, ball hits the turf, and the Huskies have it. Another turnover. Back-to-back drives make it here for Wilkes Central. When it rains, it pours. The rain may have stopped, but the turnovers, they're coming quick, fast, and in a hurry for Wilkes Central tonight.
Yeah, that was Tristan Jones there, Johnny on the spot, able to pick that one up. And just another tough play for Wilkes Central, just not their night at all. And you'd expect, as you said, a team undefeated to come up here and be ready to play. But tonight they've just looked lost out there. And, everybody has their bad games, but Wilkes Central, it just seems like everybody decided to play their worst game tonight on the whole team.
And here come the Huskies. Looking toward the end zone was Ellis on the throw to Richardson. Led him just a bit too much. Had some double coverage in the area. Richardson did have a step cutting across the middle. But you said it, Nate. Wilkes Central got to think this has to be their sloppiest effort of the season, because you're not going to be 5-0 with these kind of turnovers.
Yeah, they've just had a hard time getting anything going. They've beat themselves and just had no answer for the Huskies tonight at all.
This time Ellis going to keep it himself, dives ahead, close to that 20-yard line. Not a bad gainer on second down. Bring up a third and medium length situation for the Ashe County Huskies now. All just outside of red zone territory on the 21. Make it 3rd down and 6. See if the Huskies can find the end zone once again in this third period and convert off of another Wilkes Central turnover. Don't want to let too many of these opportunities slip away. There's another screenplay being drawn up, but this one going nowhere, just has to fall on it. Does Grant Thompson. He might have been better off just to drop that one.
Yeah, that pass a little bit off target there. Could have been a backward pass there. They may call that a fumble if Grant didn't fall on it. So
that's the only thing you risk, as you said, if you do let that one slip out of your hands.
Yeah, you hate to lose the yards there, but then again, they'd have ruled it a fumble, who knows? Wilkes Central could have picked that up, took it to the house, be a whole different ball game.
So now another 4th and long situation. Got to think that Husky offense is going to stay out there, and indeed they do. Ball on the Wilkes Central 27-yard line. Enjoying a 3-score lead. Ellis in the shotgun set. Plenty of time. No, he loses the ball, gets hit from behind. And how about that defensive play from number 43, Corey Burkhart? We saw him bring him down in the first half, and he strikes again.
Good job by him. Good job by number 77, Billy Mitchell, recovering that fumble. Puts an end to that Ashe County drive, but Eagles able to dodge another bullet. Still a 3-score game, plenty of time left, but at some point they've got to quit beating themselves and start moving down the field.
We'll see the offensive unit of the Eagles. See if they can get back on track here tonight. Unable to do so up until this juncture as the handoff goes up the middle to Bynum and bottled up quickly. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he may have lost a yard on that one.
Ferguson on that carry, brought down by several Husky defenders for a slight loss on the play.
I think we can basically credit the front 7 for the Huskies on that tackle. Nice job sniffing that one out by the Husky defensive front. It's really been a different look tonight, Nate, from this Husky defense, and got to give a lot of credit to those guys. We've seen the secondary have their moments here throughout the season, but we've yet to see this kind of play from that front.
Yeah, we've seen some good running backs kind of have a field day against the Huskies, but arguably maybe the best one they've played all year, and they've really just shut him down all night long. Bynum's just had nowhere to go. Good size, good speed, but he's just couldn't get out of his own way tonight. And a couple of fumbles haven't helped either.
Uncharacteristics from a senior tailback who is, according to Coach Brian Hampton, heard on the Huskies coaches show, being apparently courted a little bit at least by Appalachian State. Made a visit there a couple of weekends ago. Very talented running back now. Staring the hole of 3rd down and 11. And going untouched to the quarterback is Richardson. He strikes again. Man, have yourself a game, why don't you?
Just a terrific game all around. I tell you, can't ask for much more than that.
So that's going to make it 4th down and about 20 yards to go for the first. I think it'd be an obvious punting situation, and they will back up there, Will Combs, and sort of pooch kick it. And they're just going to let this one roll. Price gets out of the way, and will roll dead at the Ashe County 36-yard line. So a nice job there again by that Husky defensive unit. They do their job and get that Wilkes Central offense off the field, and pretty good position to work with here for this Ashe County offense.
7:37 left here in the 3rd. We'll see if Ashe goes to the ground game here, just tries to start milking a little bit of the clock away. Tried it against Alexander Central, just didn't quite go as planned. Cougars almost pulled off a tremendous comeback.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you know that's got to be kind of in the minds, maybe not the players as much, but this coaching staff of the Huskies, almost unable to put that one to bed down there at Alexander Central a few weeks ago. On the option, keeper Ellis dancing off to the right side, still fighting forward, and nice job there. Even getting anything, looked like he was dead in the water, a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage, ends up picking up about 4 or 5 yards on the play. When you talk about that for the Ashe County Huskies, had a huge lead, and Alexander Central almost made a really miraculous comeback against them, and you got to wonder if that could come back again and be a little deja vu tonight for the Huskies.
Well, thankfully tonight for Ashe, the defense seems really up to the task. Against Alexander Central, it just seemed like the wheels fell off there late in the second half. Just so many big plays, one after another. But tonight, Ashe just not having any of that so far.
And a nice run there on 2nd down, picking up 7. Only needed 6 to get the first at Sullivan. And bowls his way forward for a Husky first down, move those chains. I tell you what, Nate, tonight may be a totally different story, as you said there, in a large part, too, to this running game of the Ashe County Huskies. Last time, you didn't really know what to do up by a huge margin. Running game really not there yet, hasn't come along like you would have expected or maybe hoped for if you're Coach Hampton. But now these guys are really chugging along on the ground tonight.
Yeah, it's just been a good night offensive for the Huskies. Just great balance all around.
And nice cut back there from Sullivan. He's able to chug along there and pick up a couple. 2-yard gainer there, as his helmet does come off at the end of the play, so he'll have to come out for at least one play. As we see Kissinger onto the field now for the Huskies. Number 21, Alex Kissinger, into the backfield now. As Sullivan has to go to the sideline for the upcoming play. 4 wide set for Ellis. He'll go to the air. And pocket collapsing. Can he get away? And still on his feet, doing all he can to stay up, but finally going to be brought down. Laying the final blow that time, number 77, Billy Mitchell. Billy's here in the backfield. Drops Ellis for a loss on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and a long way to go. 15 yards to be exact for the Huskies. That'll drop them back to their own 43-yard line. Inside of 5.5 minutes in the 3rd quarter, Huskies still on top. It's a 3-score game, 28-7. 3rd and 15, and going to the air, trying to pick it up, and he's got it. McNeil right at the marker, falls forward, and that should be enough to move those chains. So a great play there. Nice throw and an extra move there to get the yards. Can't discount those yards after the catch. Yak.
Good old Yak yards.
It makes the difference there as the Huskies pick up the 1st down and this drive stays alive. Puts it into Wilkes Central territory now at the 44-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Now at the 5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff this time goes to Sullivan, and he's working his way. Keeps those legs moving. Always a great downhill runner is Sky Sullivan. He'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards on the 1st down carry.
2nd and 6 coming up now for Ashe County.
Call it 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. Huskies doing a great job keeping this drive going, keeping that clock ticking. So they're hanging on to that 3-score advantage. Ellis this time on the keeper, fighting off that left side, looking for the 1st down marker. Gonna be close, and looks like he has enough to move the chains.
Very close to the 1st down marker.
Still waiting for the official signal. They might measure this one. And looks like, well, thought we were going to get a signal from the head official. Still waiting. And looks like they're going to get a measurement here. From our angle, looked like he had more than enough to get the 1st.
Yeah, looks like he might have it anyway, but we'll see. This depends on where they spotted it at. Obviously, we're not straight down the line. Can't tell from here, but when it went down, it looked like he had it.
So the chain gang comes on. And we'll await the measurement as they'll stretch this thing out. 1st down. Just as we thought. Wanted to clarify that, though, did the officials. And that'll move the chains once again. Another 1st down picked up, and a very nice drive being pieced together here by the Ashe County Huskies.
Yeah, just exactly what you'd like to see them do, able to run the ball, take up some yards, take up some time, especially when you have a 3-score lead. That's exactly what you need to do late in games.
Inside of 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the 33-yard line of this Wilkes Central Eagles. Handoff again goes to Sullivan, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and tries to find some room off that right side. Nothing working there. And he's going to be dropped by Will Jarvis. Another nice play from the senior linebacker.
Nice play from the Eagle defense there, able to get a pretty sizable loss for Ashe.
You'll take what you can get here if you're Wilkes Central trying to force the Huskies back. You just want that ball back to your offense and hope that you can hang on to it and not suffer another turnover. That makes it 2nd down and 13 after the loss. They'll go to the air on 2nd and long, and this one falls short, looking in the way of Mason McNeil. Goes down around the 1st down mark. So that makes it 3rd and 13 for the Huskies. We'll see if they can convert on another 3rd situation. As the clock stops the 3:05 mark. Ellis now setting up the screen. Here's Sullivan, a little bit of space to work with. Look at that, burst through, slips a couple defenders, and he's going to be down there close to a 1st down, but we do see a flag fly on the end of that play. But how about that little elusiveness there by Sky Sullivan? Thought 2 guys had him, and he just splits the defenders.
Yeah, usually you see Sky just kind of try to bull those guys over, but right there he just split the middle. Unfortunately, it looks like a hold on the Ashe. Bring part of this back.
So Sullivan, a nice gain on that halfback screen play that was drawn up for him. A lot of that's going to be coming back, as you mentioned, is the hold. Will negate the gain. And when it's all said and done, Nate, great play nets you about a yard.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. You know, it's been interesting. We've seen a lot of, blocking downfield penalties, whether it be a block in the back or a hold or whatever, but we've seen a lot of them downfield, not usually where you see holding penalties.
3rd and 13. Shot up again for the Huskies. This time Ellis going deep down the left side, and that one going to fall incomplete. Well short of the intended target, Mason McNeil. And a nice job there on defense by Devontae Vanoy, the junior corner. So bring on Mason McNeil. Punt this one away. He's on 4th and 12 and the 35. Huskies really want to pin them deep here, Nate.
Yeah, see if we get a good punt off here. Maybe Mason can drop this one inside the 10-yard line.
And it's a good high
definitely
kick,
inside
but
the 10. Well inside the 10.
Well inside the 10. It goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Looked like just a little bit more touch there maybe from your punter, but they'll take it nonetheless. Put them on the 20. Gain of a few yards. Ends up going down as a net gain of 15 on the punt. And we'll see Wilkes Central come back onto the field. Trailing 28-7 here at the 2:32 mark in the 3rd quarter. You're watching Sky Zone Sports here on Sky Zone HD Channel 1. The Monday night edition of Friday Night Football. We've got some good Monday night football in the high country. As the rain, which has really socked much of the Carolinas and much of the East Coast over the last 10 days or so. We were able to avoid the brunt of it here in the high country. Some weren't quite as fortunate as Wilkes Central goes back to work. Here's Bynum cutting to the outside. And nice tackle in the backfield as we see another penalty marker down.
Bynum brought down by Luis Ramos. Flag on that play.
That was Luis Ramos. A nice tackle. The flag went down right around the line of scrimmage on the opposite side of the action. So we've got an injured Husky on the field. Looks just to be a cramp. That'll stop the clock here. An injury timeout. And you never want to be too cautious there with Ramos. He's the man who was down. Getting up looks to be okay. Really hate to see anything significant happen to that young man after having to sit out a year of action and just getting back into game play here.
Yeah, hopefully just a cramp. Looked like they were working on it out on the field. Hopefully they'll be able to shake that off, get right back out there.
And that penalty going to go against the Eagles. So the comeback was going to be difficult enough starting that drive on the 20. Now they're going to be back on their own 10. 1st down and 20 after the holding penalty. Combs looking to go to the air. Deep downfield, has his man, it is caught. Price makes the tackle, but not before he gets the first down and then some.
Pass to Parsons is complete. He's brought down by number 80, Judd Price. That is good enough for a first down.
So just what the doctor ordered if you're Wilkes Central, Nate, to get this drive going.
Good little boost there up near midfield. Still got about 2 minutes left here in the third. Plenty of time left for the Eagles if they want to try to get back in this game.
First down on the 42. Combs gets the signal from the sideline. Combs has done a pretty good job tonight, all in all, Nate, directing this offense. Got to give him a lot of credit. He's thrown some good balls. But as soon as I say that, Garrett Miller steps in the way and gets a big-time interception that'll quickly kill that drive.
Yeah, nice job by the senior. Just read that throw perfectly. Looked at the quarterback's eyes the whole way, just jumped that route. Big-time play for the Husky defense. They just keep piling up to the already great night they've had so far.
Yeah, that Husky defense must have heard me bragging on the opposing quarterback. They wanted none of that. And Garrett Miller, nice play by the senior. His first interception of the night. And this Ashe offense comes back onto the field. Great field position. Wilkes Central 47-yard line. Although they'll just look to milk some clock. Here's a receiver screen being drawn up for McNeil. Slips forward here and picks up about 5 yards on the play before he's dropped down by number 5, Joseph Horton. He's also the backup quarterback for Wilkes Central. We're approaching the 1-minute mark here in the third period. It's all Ashe County right now, 28-7 after another turnover by Wilkes Central. We've seen the fumbles come into play, not the interceptions so much, but Garrett Miller stepped up out of the secondary, made a nice play to kill the drive of the Eagles. This time, straight quarterback keeper. Ellis trying to find the edge. Ducks a couple of defenders, still on his feet inside the 35, and the shifty quarterback gets his way down there close to the 30-yard line. Move those chains once again for the Huskies. Now, Nate, you got to feel if the Huskies can cap this one off, it may really seal the deal in this ball game, even though we've still got another quarter to play.
Yeah, if they can put another touchdown on the board, make it 35-7, that's definitely going to make it almost insurmountable, especially the way Wilkes Central has just been playing tonight. Just haven't hardly been able to get out of their own way, it seems.
Spotted at the 30-yard line. There will be a fresh set of downs for the Ashe County Huskies, working it right to left and enjoying a 3-score advantage right now. There's the toss out to the right side and in and out of the hands of Richardson. A nice play there on defense by Parsons, though breaking that one up. That'll make it 2nd down and 10 for the Huskies. 23.6 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. And we're glad to have you tuned in tonight here for Husky football. Brought to you by one of our many sponsors, Miller Insurance. There you see on the scoreboard. And Ellis going to keep it again this time inside the 25, near the 20. We did see a flag come out on the field, however. That's going to be back in the backfield. A lot of times that generally means there's been a holding penalty going on. And this play will likely be coming back, unfortunately, for the Huskies. Seen a lot of holds thrown here, especially in the second half of this game.
Yeah, we've seen both teams get a little bit sloppy here, blocking downfield.
No, it's actually going to be a false start penalty against the Huskies. Normally you see the play blown dead. But that was not the case. They got it off. So back them up 5 yards, negate the gain from Ellis on the QB keep. It'll be 2nd down and 15. You see everybody waving their hands here on the Husky sideline. They want this quarter to end, waiting on the official to wind that clock, and there he does inside of 10 seconds now. And we'll end the quarter. Here at Ashe County High School, the Ashe County Huskies enjoying a 3-score advantage right now as the third quarter does come to a close, 28-7. It's all Huskies. Stay tuned in. We'll see if Wilkes Central can find something to make a bit of a comeback here. get out of their own way, as you said a minute ago. They trail 28-7. Stay tuned in for fourth quarter action from Ashe County High School on Sky Zone HD, Channel 1.
Little's Health and Fitness began in 1981. We are a 24/7 full-service, family-friendly fitness center with the finest equipment from Life Fitness, Hammer Strength, and Body Masters, as well as a great staff to help you get started. We have a 22-piece cardio area, so waiting is rarely a problem. We offer group classes for all levels, an extensive array of weights and machines, perfect for the beginner to advanced. We also have meal replacement shakes, tanning, dressing rooms with private showers, personal trainers, and childcare is also available.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
28-7 our score as we start the fourth and final quarter of tonight's edition of Friday Night Football on this Monday night at Ashe County High School. Due to the rain, we've been forced to delay the game a few days, but getting it in here tonight, and the Huskies showing no ill effects from having to play on Monday. The same cannot be said for the Wilkes Central Eagles, who find themselves on the short end of a 28-7 score. It's been turnovers, story of the night for the Eagles, as their undefeated season looks to quickly be coming to an end as they came into this one at 5-0 on the year, unblemished record. Huskies at 2-3 look to keep the wheels rolling on this win streak. There's the throw across the middle that should have been intercepted, though. Forcing the issue again was Colin Ellis. Didn't get it out in front of McNeil enough, was going to the back shoulder on the cross, and he nearly paid the price.
Yeah, you throw behind somebody on a crossing route, usually not going to end well. And there, Nathan Bourne should have had that interception, but unable to hang on.
So a break there for this Ashe County team. You see Ellis throw one pick this game. It really could have been about two more now with that one. But all in all, pretty good game here from the junior quarterback as the pass is caught by Richardson. Good to see him getting in on the action tonight, and he's really stepped in and filled the shoes nicely of Joseph Louder.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys step up and help out. He's missed the game. We've seen Richardson out there. We've seen Grant Thompson making some plays.
And how about his brother on the other side of the ball there, Alex Richardson?
Yeah, he's really just carried the defense tonight. Just some huge plays, and really set the tone early on. And he just kept playing hard out there, kept playing well. We've seen him force at least 2 fumbles, recover another one. So it's just been a big game for him.
There we say beast mode for the senior defensive end. They're on 4th and long. They're going for it. Pass is caught by McNeil. He's down inside the 10-yard line. And a great pickup there on 4th down. And what a conversion there by the Huskies.
Yeah, hate to see Mason down, though. Looks like he's pretty slow getting up. Well, he took a helmet shot right there onto the knee. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Boy, you said it, Nate. I didn't catch that one until now. You see him. He's really in some pain, it appears. Still hasn't gotten up from that injury. You said it was a blow to the knee?
Yeah, it looked like a helmet shoulder pad right there on the knee.
And you hate to see that at any point in the game, but especially in one that may have the deal already sealed in it. It's your team up 28-7 at the beginning of the 4th quarter, and of course your star player, Mason McNeil, and still down. This one doesn't look too good there for the senior wideout. Hopefully nothing serious, as you mentioned. Ball is down at the 7-yard line. So, Nate, as we take a look here for a minute, as we see McNeil get up, thankfully, at what's in store in the future here for the Ashe County Huskies, who know this week now, we're into this week, West Wilkes at home, so back-to-back games, and it is homecoming here for the Huskies. And after that, it could get interesting there. You got to hit the road and go to East Wilkes, North at home, and then those last 2 games, always big ones for the Huskies. At least you got them at home this year, Starmount and Elkin.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough end of the year for Ashe. Elkin, they look down this year, but still they've given us fits in the past. And that at East Wilkes game on the 16th, that's shaping up to be a real impressive game. Both teams could be undefeated in conference heading into that if Ashe can take care of business tonight and then next week at home against West.
So some big games looming on the schedule for the Ashe County Huskies, as we just saw. And that could really be the wild card, Nate. I mean, East Wilkes, talk about them improving bit by bit each year as we see Ellis dancing outside and into the end zone, falling forward. We do see a flag fly. But Ellis finds the end zone again. We'll see if it stands. We'll see what the call is here as the referees will talk this one over. And another holding penalty against the Huskies. Boy, I tell you, it's been hold city here in this fourth period.
It's been
or second half, I should say.
I tell you, it's been a tough go of it for Ashe when they get to the red zone tonight. They've just had their struggles. Thankfully, they've also played tremendously on defense and got some short fields out of that. But they've seen them get down to the red zone and just pumping the brakes down here, just not going well.
So back them up. First and goal from the 12 now as Ellis takes it up the gut. Going to be dropped just inside the 10, maybe picked up 2 or 3 yards on the first down carry. We talk about that game against East Wilkes as we have an injured Eagle player on the field. They've really made their strides this season. Coach Atkins does a great job there at East Wilkes and trying to get that program turned around, and it appears he has completed the job here already, 6-0 with their win Friday night, and they're flying high right now. And, of course, you've got Starmount also undefeated, and Ashe, barring anything catastrophic, looks like they're going to come out of here with a victory tonight. So then you're going to have 3 teams at 2-0, and hey, right now it's really kind of anyone's guess as to who comes out of that heap on top.
Yeah, it's going to be a really close battle down the stretch. Of course, we're hopefully on the way tonight handing Wilkes Central their first loss, but we'll see next week. I believe Wilkes Central plays Starmount, so Wilkes Central could bounce back and hand Starmount their first loss. Could be even crazier. We'll see how our game with East Wilkes goes as well. Of course, we got to finish off tonight and take care of West Wilkes first.
Yeah, you talk about it, Nate. The craziness could continue this year. We haven't had an outright champ here in about, 3 seasons in Mountain Valley.
Yeah, seems like it. It's just always worked out to have every team at least lose a game, just the way it's been. So be interesting to see how this season goes as well. Could be the same way. You just never know.
Of course, the Huskies 2-time defending co-champions here in the Mountain Valley. You can never discount Starmount. Maybe don't have quite the weapons they did last year. As we see this pass deflected and then out of the hands of the defender, Deontay Vanoy almost had an interception there near the goal line, as that one, thankfully for the Huskies, will fall incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. 10:28 on the clock. Here in this fourth quarter, 28-7. The Huskies in control right now, looking to officially put this one in the bag. We talk about it, these drives have stalled in the red zone tonight. So Ellis will go to the air on 3rd and goal. This one batted around and eventually hits the ground. A nice play there on coverage by the linebacker, Will Jarvis. We've seen him come up and make some plays in the backfield. That time he drops back into coverage and deflects that one down to the turf. Incomplete pass. Another 4th and goal situation here for the Ashe County Huskies deep in Wilkes Central territory, Nate. See if they can capitalize here.
Yeah, if you're a Wilkes Central fan, not a whole lot to take away from tonight, but one thing you really have to be pleased with overall, how well your defense has played. Ashe has just had so many short fields to work with turnovers. And but this will be the 3rd time they've kept Ashe out of the end zone in the red zone.
Here we go. The field goal attempt up from Richardson, wide left, and no good. So the short kick there from Richardson as they decided to go with the kicking unit that time, see if they could get some points in the red zone. Unsuccessful again as the Huskies come up empty-handed again in the red zone. They haven't had a lot going right for them in the red zone tonight.
Yeah, it's been a night to forget in the red zone for Ashe, but thankfully they've had some big strikes outside the red zone that's helped them out.
A little easier to console yourself when you're working with a 3-score lead, too, here in the 4th period of ball game.
Yeah, it's easy to get kind of nitpicky when you're ahead big. Won't have to worry too much about it, but hopefully it's some stuff they get straightened out before next week's game. Or later this week, I should say.
Exactly. So Combs going to the air. This one in and out of the hands of the receiver. And then they're going to say a late hit by Garrett Miller. Was going to say he put the closing remarks on that one with a little bump there to ensure nobody was going to catch that one, and he's going to get flagged with a late hit and the personal foul. He kind of threw his hands up, and Luis Ramos goes over there to give him a little pat on the back. Don't get too down on yourself there, fella. But it is going to be a personal foul penalty against Garrett Miller and the Ashe County Huskies. Maybe a little nitpicky here by the officials in the late going.
Yeah, probably a little bit. Just not a whole lot there, but then again, we've seen a couple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties earlier in the game, so I'm sure a lot of these officials know these two schools, they're rivals. They definitely don't like each other.
Certainly don't want things to escalate. So they'll throw the flag, give them a first down, moves it out to the 35-yard line for Wilkes Central. Combs goes back to work. Airmailing this one on the far sideline. The catch is made. Was he in bounds? Yes. So a great throw there and gets it into Husky territory. How about that reception?
You haven't called his name much tonight. Looked like that was John Durham out there pulling that one in. We've seen him go towards Ferguson and Parsons plenty tonight, but big play there from John Durham.
And another weapon still developing, Nate, just another sophomore on this roster, listed at 6'1", 155. So move those chains again down to the Husky 37-yard line. Central trying to put together a nice drive. A little bit trouble getting the handoff to him. Bynum tries to get the edge, and he's not going to do it. Ben Brown has other ideas and drops him down at the 40.
Great play there from Brown. Absolutely tracks Bynum sideways and pulls him down for the loss.
You know, coming into this one, we both had some bad feelings about Andrew Bynum going against this Husky defense and the way that he could have a big-time night, and it's been exactly the opposite. The Husky defense has really put the clamps on him.
Yeah, we've seen the Ashe rush defense improve every week, and tonight, no different. Just adds on to yet another stellar performance over the last 2 or 3 weeks, containing teams' ground games.
This one is deflected at the line of scrimmage, and boy, I tell you what, you got to like the looks from Ramos and Hamilton. They got their heads up after every play. They're still going at it, even with the 3-score advantage.
Yeah, Ramos has just added so much to this defensive line, coming back, looking healthy out there, and just a great boost to defense. I mean, a lot of people say he's our best player, and he's certainly looking like it out there. And we definitely missed him early in the season, and glad to have him back now.
So now on 3rd and 13, they'll go to the air again, setting up the screenplay for Bynum. He forgets the football. Incomplete pass.
Definitely a game for Bynum. He'll hope to forget just as quick as he gets on the bus.
We do see a penalty marker also down in the backfield.
It looks like they're going to call roughing the passer on the Huskies.
And now I really wasn't paying attention there, Nate. Was there a late hit?
Maybe. It wasn't much of one, though. Refs, I guess, just don't want to let this thing get out of hand, but.
So give the Eagles a first down via another personal foul penalty against the Ashe County Huskies, and moves it all the way down to the 25-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. 30 penalty yards alone on this drive against the Ashe County Huskies have been called and gifted toward Wilkes Central as Combs goes to the near side again via the air, and the pass is caught. Ferguson can't get away, and there's another penalty marker going to come down, and it looks like it might be a late hit against Matthew Greer. And the Ashe County coaching squad fired up. Coach Hampton and Coach Vinoy there. Not too pleased with those calls. So the clock stops again here on another penalty that was called at the 9:05 mark. That one thrown down around the 16, 17-yard line. We saw the receiver wrapped up there by the ankles was Josiah Ferguson. He was trying to get away, and then Matthew Greer comes in and lays the deciding blow that really knocks him down. I don't believe he was down on the ground yet, Nate, and the officials apparently think otherwise. It looks like they might throw another personal foul penalty against the Huskies. Really hate to see that on back-to-back plays on maybe some questionable calls. I would say so on that one.
Yeah, refs are definitely being a little overprotective on this, it appears.
What are they saying? A shot to the helmet, I believe.
Yeah, that's what the ruling is on that play.
So maybe a little too cautious are the referees in this fourth period.
Yeah, looks like they're calling unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well. A couple of personal fouls on one play on Ashe.
So this is going to move things down inside the 5. It really could get interesting here, Nate. We've still got 9:05 on the clock. If Wilkes Central can punch it into the end zone here, makes it a 2-score game. Still have it first and goal on the 4-yard line of the Huskies. Spreading things out are the Eagles. Low snap, and he's just going to have to fall on it. Just when you think they might be able to scratch and claw their way back in it after a pair of penalties, they cannot do so on that play as Dalton just has to fall on it back at the 10-yard line. That ball's been in trouble all night long for Wilkes Central, being able to hang on to it. And it bites them again there. So it'll now be second and goal, ball just inside the 10. Clock is rolling here as we approach the 8.5-minute mark. Huskies with the 3-score edge. And here's the reverse handoff. And looking toward the end zone was Bynum. They're going to say he was forced out of bounds inside the 5. Nice job there getting the edge, but even better job by the Husky defense denying him the touchdown. That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal situation. Ball down around the 3-yard line of the Huskies. Bend but don't break is what you're thinking if you're Ashe County. You don't want to get things a little bit interesting here in this 4th quarter as we churn along. And look at that. How about that play from the Ashe County Huskies? Denying anything on that play as they have 3 or 4 guys get in on the action and take Dalton down with authority.
Yeah, looks like the Husky defense, they really want to hold the Eagles out of the end zone here, and you don't blame them either. Pretty much this entire drive has been from penalty yards. They haven't given up much of anything. So, you know, they're going to go out there and try to keep the Eagles out of the end zone.
So now 4th and goal as Dalton Combs was dropped at the 5. 28-7, 7:44 and counting now here in this 4th quarter of action. Can the Huskies keep them out of the end zone once again? Big play upcoming here in the ball game. 4-wide set for Combs, dropping back. He's looking to the end zone and deflected down, and that one is courtesy of Tristan Jones with a great play on defense.
Lots of celebration going on out there. Don't blame them at all. It's a terrific closing drive there by the defense, able to knock that pass away.
And the Huskies are fired up after that play. The home crowd, the team, the coaches alike. You got to love the intensity and the effort that's been there all night long from the Husky defense.
Yeah, they've pretty much answered the bell every time out. And I just got to feel really good if you're a Husky fan. This defense looks to be turning the corner, and they're improving each and every game.
I'll tell you, we've seen a lot of batted balls tonight from that Husky defense. There was one finishing that one, sealing the deal from Tristan Jones, but guys like Hamilton and Ramos on the line. Huskies will go to work. They got a long field to work with on their own 8 to start this drive. Ellis squirming his way forward. He's going to get out there across the 10-yard line. Nice little gain there, getting a few extra yards after contact.
Ellis on that carry is stopped by number 7, Ferguson. Gain of about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 now coming up for Ashe County.
Ashe just content to keep this clock rolling, keep it on the ground as we're inside the 7-minute mark. Second down and 5. Ellis takes the shotgun snap on his own 5 and falls forward out across the first down marker, and another flag coming in ahead of the play. We'll see what this one's called on. My goodness, it's just been A lot of laundry on the field in this quarter. And that one's going against the Huskies. Initial signal here. Nate, the Huskies just can't seem to buy a break with these officials all of a sudden.
Yeah, just not there. It's been not their game, especially here in the second half.
And a blocking penalty goes against the Huskies. Backs them up. Back inside their own 10 once again are the Huskies now. Second down and about 5 yards to go for the first. Ball on the 8-yard line. Ellis again will keep it. Bouncing off left tackle. He's got some space. Out across the first down marker is Ellis. And that'll keep this drive rolling once again. Nice job by the quarterback.
Nice run there from Ellis. Able to pick up that first down. And that'll keep the clock running after they set those chains.
Between the rushing attack and the defense, really a lot to like from the Ashe County Huskies here tonight, Nate.
Yeah, it's not been just a whole game relying on the passing offense and just hoping the defense can make plays. It's been more like knowing the defense can make plays, and, hey, we can also come at you on the ground too.
And then we're going to see another flag fly. See who moved first. Was it the offense or the defense? Well, these penalties really disrupting the flow of this game. It's really rolling along nicely in that first half. We've seen a lot of flags thrown here in this second half, especially close the third quarter and then on into the fourth, and that was going to go against Ashe on the false start. So Nate back him up another 5 yards, makes it 1st and 15. Hard for me to remember seeing this many flags flown in succession. And do we see another one?
Yes, we do.
Wow. And negate that penalty flag they just threw a minute ago, because now Wilkes Central was offside. So back to the original line of scrimmage. It's almost becoming a joke at this point.
We got both teams got some linemen up front. I think they just want to go ahead and go on home, call it a day. Just trying to get a little bit of a head start.
Trying to beat the traffic.
That's it.
1st and 10 on the 20. Again. Can we get one play off without a flag being flown? So far, so good. There's the throw. Pass is complete. Judd Price makes another nice reception. More first down yardage for the Huskies out across the 35.
No flags. How about that?
I don't believe it. It can be done. First down for the Huskies once again. That'll keep that clock moving once the chains are set. Marked down at the 38-yard line was Price. Another great game for the junior wideout. His development has been key for the Huskies this season, finding that second weapon out alongside Mason McNeil. We all know what he can do with the wideout position. And here's the handoff up the gut to Sky Sullivan. And he'll rumble his way forward for a pickup of about 8 yards on the play. Out across the 45-yard line of the Huskies. So we're under 5 minutes now in this fourth quarter. Rolling along on a Monday night. Due to the weather, once again, this game is delayed by 3 days. Second down and short. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's the little swing pass to Thompson. This one thrown to his back shoulder, though, and he can't hang on to it. Not the best plays there from Colin Ellis, and that's going to bring up third down for the Huskies.
Yeah, went with a little simple throw there, but just got a little bit away from Colin on that toss.
4:26 on the clock. Huskies still out in front, 28-7. Haven't seen much scoring action here in the second half. Touchdown early in the third by the Huskies. It's been zeros ever since. And Ellis going to work for it himself. He's got the first down and then some. Works it as he switches fields into Wilkes Central territory across the 50. Drop down at the 46-yard line. Move those chains once again. Most importantly for the Huskies, keeps that clock a-rolling once the chains reset.
It's a nice first down play for Ashe. Getting close to being under the 4-minute mark here left in this game.
Ellis
salt the rest of this one away.
Yeah, Ellis has had a nice game. I guess the only thing, Nate, you might be able to fault him for tonight, maybe trying to do a little bit too much at times. Sometimes I think he just needs to learn to concede the play and to not try to force the issues. We've seen him do a couple of times here this evening.
Yeah, we've seen him force a couple throws sometimes. Just throw those out of bounds, just live to play another down. But, hey, he's really found the rushing game, and that's really helped the team tonight.
There's another nice run from Sky Sullivan off the right side.
So we'll bring up the first down marker. It'll be gain of about 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 now coming up for the Huskies.
And he'll be close to a first down. Jason Hernandez there, Nate, helping him up. And he's a big guy out there at the nose guard position. 5'10", 345 listed on the roster.
He likes the buffet.
2nd down and short. Early movement there from the defense, but they get back on sides, as we'll see Sullivan get the carry up the middle once again, still refusing to go down, fighting forward, and he's going to be marked down right at the 30-yard line. How about another first down for this Husky offense?
Yeah, just what you like to see if you're an Ashe fan. They're just marching down the field, pretty much all of it coming from the ground game, something they haven't really shown the ability to do much earlier in the season, but the last couple games they've put it on the ground late in contests, and they've just been able to run it out.
I'll tell you, Nate, how about this effort from this Ashe County offense right now, this rushing attack, and just everything seems to be coming together into this ball game. This is how you seal a game. Another handoff to Sullivan. This guy gets a yard or two now. It's good to see the Huskies showing that killer instinct here, Nate.
Yeah, and you got to really give a shout out to these offensive linemen tonight. They've paved the way. We've seen Austin Blevins, Kendall Richardson out there, and of course Josh Hamilton as well, among several others. Just been able to push the pile, and really probably the best rushing night we've had as a team. Haven't seen any stats yet, but so far you got to think this is one of the better rushing nights they've had.
So 2nd and 8, ball on the 28-yard line. Here's Ellis. He has some space, gets some nice blocks downfield. He's got the speed, 10-5, touchdown. Bye-bye, see you later. Touchdown, Colin Ellis and the Ashe County Huskies. As we know, that one will seal this one if it wasn't already decided. 34-7 now as we take a look at that great run on the Mountain Outfitters replay.
Yeah, just a great job there by Ellis reading the block, scampering into the end zone. And, that'll definitely put the final touches on this one. A big-time win for Ashe and, keeping that undefeated conference season alive.
Coach Hampton talks about it's the seasons. They sort of had their first season come to a close a couple of weeks ago against Alexander Central, getting a big win in their last non-conference game, and then now start the second season. And this is what really counts here once we're into conference play. And the Huskies, a minute 54 away from improving to 2-0 in the Mountain Valley play as we take a look at that Ashe County Ford drive to the end zone. Just what you want to see, Nate. How about that? I don't think this team could have put together a 5.5-minute drive a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's definitely a different offense out there, and the offensive line doing a great job blocking our running back, and Colin Ellis did great holes in that line to run through, and take over 5 minutes off the clock, pick up 92 yards on 11 plays. That's just a great way to end this ball game for the Huskies.
And we hear the pep band cranking it now, taking care of business. I think that's a good theme for tonight for the Ashe County Huskies.
Yeah, definitely, especially when your rival comes to town. And, it's been a really even series all the years we've faced off against each other. But at least tonight anyway, it's all Huskies.
Richardson on to boot this one away. So the Huskies comfortable 35-7 margin now. And another onside kick attempt here. Do the Huskies come up with it? Yes, they do. Look at that from Alex Richardson. But we do see a flag fly. And look to be more than 10 yards down the field.
Interesting to see what this call is. It looked like easily past 10 yards.
Coach Hampton clearly not happy. Oh, my goodness. And I can't believe they threw a penalty flag there.
Well, looks like they're calling kick-catch interference, I guess. Maybe you wait for a fair catch. It's the only thing I could think of, because that easily went 10 yards. Maybe Richardson jumped. He hit the guy that waved for a fair. I have no idea. That's bizarre. A bizarre ending.
It really is, Nate.
Might as well. We've seen it all tonight. Might
Yeah,
as
we
well have
have
some goofy ending.
We can't fault the effort there, though, from the Huskies. How about Alex Richardson again? I'm going to give him credit coming up with that ball. Man, I mean, he's just had a nose for that ball all night long.
Yeah, give him credit. That was a tremendous play, too.
We'll see the handoff go up the gut that time to Justin Parsons.
Parsons on the carry, stopped by several Husky defenders. Good for a gain of about
Picks up about 5 yards. As we're approaching the 60-second mark of a game that's been decided here for quite some time. Now down inside of a minute. Second down, about 6 yards to go for the first. And there's the handoff. Goes to Parsons. He's trying to find the edge. Gets out there close to the first down marker before he's forced out of bounds.
Parsons on that carry, pushed out of bounds.
Gains about 3 or 4 more. Make it third down. And we'll call it 3 to go for the first as the clock stops at the 40.1 mark.
3rd and 3 coming up now for Wilkes Central.
And Nate, as we talk about it again, looking forward for the Huskies. You got West Wilkes at home here Friday night, homecoming, and you're going to hit the road at East Wilkes. What do you think is going to be the biggest question mark going forward for the Ashe County Huskies?
Just see if they can close out the season and just keep building on every game. They literally, I think, have played better every game. From the start of the season till now, I think they've improved every game. That's something the coaching staff's pleased about. The players have to be really happy about. They're just really hitting their stride at the right time. And, if there's any advice to them, just don't overlook West Wilkes. I mean, they've got good athletes in the backfield. Obviously, everybody wants to see Ashe and East Wilkes play each other, both undefeated. But we've got homecoming, and I believe East Wilkes will have a date with Elkin, and that's a big rivalry there. They're not more than 5 or 6 miles apart. So both of those teams, they can't overlook the guys in front of them before possibly having a pair of 3-0 matchups 2 weeks from now.
Low snap here to Combs. On 4th down, he'll try to force the issue across the middle, and that kind of seals it right there. And you look at says the look there on the face of that receiver as he just kind of had his hands up on his helmet and just kind of not satisfied with his effort on that play. And I think the whole team could probably feel the same way after this one tonight.
Yeah, it's just been a tough night for them, but they did beat themselves in some aspects of the game, but the Huskies just played tremendous football. And, Wilkes Central just not playing as sharp as they can, and the Huskies just playing on top of their game, turned into a blowout. I don't think anybody saw coming.
And if you're Wilkes Central, these guys, you talk about it there, kind of the dejected look on the faces there and kind of hanging their heads on the sideline. But they got to remember, it's a long season. This is just one loss here, and still a lot of games to be played in this conference. They're right there, going to be probably toward the top of the heap all season long as we progress, as they'll drop to 1-1 in conference plays. The clock's going to wind on down. Just their first loss of the season. And the Huskies, how about it? Back to an even 500 record, Nate. 3rd win of the season, really getting things working, as you said, hitting their stride at the right time. You like to see it at the beginning of conference play.
Yeah, Ashe really playing some great football right now. And neither team going to have a whole lot of time to either enjoy this or worry about it one way or other, depending on which bus you're getting on. But for Ashe, got to get back to the grind, get ready for West Wilkes. And for Wilkes Central, they got Starmount coming up. That's a big game. And, Wilkes Central is going to be fired up. They're going to be playing at home. They're going to want to bounce back from tonight's performance. And, they'll give Starmount a heck of a game. Those two always seem to play each other hard.
Just looking forward to these matchups upcoming for both of these squads. Quick turnaround for both teams, as you mentioned it. They'll be in action on Friday night, Ashe County Homecoming Edition. We'll be bringing it to you next week here on Sky Zone HD Channel 1. Great effort there again tonight for the Ashe County Huskies. They'll improve to 3-3, 2-0 in the Mountain Valley Conference play with the 35-7 victory tonight. Thanks for watching here on Sky Zone Sports and Sky Zone HD Channel 1. For Nathan Ham and Corbin Richardson, good night.